Hey, what the hell? Why you hanging on the rooftop by yourself? I have an open invitation, but you're telling me go get lost. I don't wanna see your face. Yeah, what the hell? So why don't we stay out till the morning light? Cause two wrongs can make a right. We're just doing what we feeling right now. Some Chardonnay, we camp in the parking lot. Leave traces of plastic cups. We're just doing what we feeling right now. So what the hell? Why you hanging on the rooftop by yourself? Always waiting for the one, but I got news for you. I'm the best that you can get, so what the hell? Yeah, what the hell? So what the hell? So what the hell? What are you waiting for now? And what the hell? You're pretending that you like somebody else, like you got boys waiting in line to take you home. But tell the truth, you'll spend the night alone. Let's be alone. So why don't we stay out till the morning light? Cause two wrongs can make a right. We're just doing what we feeling right now. So what the hell? Why you hanging on the rooftop by yourself? Always waiting for the one, but I got news for you. I'm the best that you can get, so what the hell? Yeah, what the hell? Are you waiting so for what the hell?
Welcome back. It's Championship Sunday. 8 more teams take their chance at ATS Glory here in Season 6. This is the Catalyst Cup Championship. I'm Spud FC. Joining me here is Krusty of Krusty Crew Gaming. 8 more teams, another single elimination bracket, and Krusty, $100 up for grabs for the 8 best teams in our Catalyst Cup division. How are you feeling? Because tonight's about to be wild.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's a super exciting night to watch some great Rocket League. I love the end of a season. It's great to reflect back at how teams have progressed throughout the season, to see sometimes those upsets going on during the playoffs, and to see who brings home the championship. So it's always a great night to have the Sunday night playoffs.
Apologies there, I sneezed. I'm allergic to really good gameplay.
Bless you. I thought you were coughing.
No, I'm sneezing. It's in all truth, I don't know how I'm sneezing. I have allergies. But We'll just say I'm allergic to really good gameplay, as we are bound to see here tonight. When this season started, Catalyst Cup had 21 teams. Tonight, if we look at our bracket, only 7 remain. We mentioned it's an 8-team single elimination bracket. Well, one of those matches has already been concluded. Shafted Esports Black forfeiting to SB Synergy means that SB Synergy will actually be playing against the winner of our first match tonight. The 2 other streams live right now are Araufbeastrl with Old Dominion University versus the Chillers. That is twitch.tv/ARAUFBEASTRL, and then SB Helix Elite versus Devotion on Zekvexel stream, ZEKVEXOL on Twitch. Zekvexel will be following that other side of the bracket as well. But for us, Krusty, we've got a doozy here. Midwest Mafia Henchmen, SFG Nova. Midwest Mafia 5-0 for the regular season, SFG Nova 3-2. There's a clear favorite here by ranking, but if you got to see SFG Nova play against SB Ethereal earlier this week, you'll know this SFG Nova team definitely playoff ready. They're aggressive, they like shooting, and more importantly, they've definitely improved throughout the season. That's something that Midwest Mafia Henchmen are going to have to contend with here in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's true. Midwest Mafia has Henchmen have been together for a good long time as a team, at least as some of the players, the main players on that roster. I think SFG Nova is a newer team. Some of them, like Shroomy and Shadow, have played together before, but it's amazing to see how these teams progress, how they come together, how the chemistry flows. And a team that's been together like Fox, Citrus, and Inertia for even years, how that chemistry continues, and the comms are different. They have just a lot more synergy going into a season like this. And so it'll be interesting to see how Nova versus Henchmen play it out tonight.
Yeah, and you mentioned Inertia, definitely a player who's had his times. He's the coach here tonight,
Yeah.
but he's actually playing in the Phoenix Cup with Mafia Vendetta. So this is the second of 3 divisions where Midwest Mafia have a chance at winning things here. As you said, for SFG Nova, Skyfire Gaming, very young organization, quite new, all things considered, and very small. Yesterday we've seen what smaller orgs can do. With NBDA winning that one, NBDA Neon taking the championship. So small orgs doesn't mean you have any less of a chance of winning this thing. But on the other side of the bracket, in terms of big orgs, there's no real orgs that are bigger than Solus Path Esports right now. They've got 2 teams in the top 8, 3 in the top 12. Synergy's already guaranteed a spot in the semifinals. SB Helix Elite are favored to make the run through the semis and probably into the grand finals, but there's no orgs that are really bigger than that. But you've got big orgs there, you've got smaller orgs, as you said, in the side, like SFG Nova, like the Chillers out of the Chill Stars. They are one of only, I think they're the only team for the Chill Stars playing this season, one of 2 teams they have on that org that I know of. So very small orgs, very big orgs, but it doesn't really matter. Everybody's starting at the same spot. Everybody's starting at the same position. Everybody's got to win the same number of matches tonight. For SFG Nova, Midwest Mafia Henchmen, a tough match here. And I think the real question is going to be, especially for teams like Midwest Mafia Henchmen, these high-seeded teams, these teams that have had perfect seasons so far, playing against someone they're not so used to. The question is, can they even get things started? The pressure of playoffs. They haven't played at all in the playoffs. SFG Nova have. There's going to be some pressure on this Midwest Mafia team, and no matter how much experience you have, getting in the playoffs, it's always a rush of exhilaration and usually a rush of nerves. And for Midwest Mafia, because they haven't played yet in this final bracket, and SFG Nova have, that's something that will be a bit of a disadvantage for them.
Yeah, I can see that going into it. You said something earlier that is something noteworthy. It's amazing to see how many new orgs are out there. Yeah, even SP is a newer org, newer than KCG, but they have grown really quickly. But we have a lot of new orgs out there, and that's one of the interesting things about this Midwest Mafia team is it has been an org for a very long time. They rebranded, I think, in 2024, but they've been around since about 2022, I think, as some form or fashion. And so it's great to see the new orgs coming up and having teams, and it's great to see. I was excited to see the New Balance Dad Association win last night.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are happy to see that too, as an org that, their first time in playoffs, making things happen. For Neon, that's their victory, but for us, it's only the start of playoffs. So it might be the end of Neon season. It's not the end of our season, though.
Nope.
Join us again next Friday and Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, to see the Apex Cup conclude. That's our second highest division and our first of 3 different 2-day tournaments. Apex Cup will be next weekend, Friday and Saturday. to see who will win our second biggest 3v2 division of the season. Get one of 3 different 2-day tournaments, along with the solo series and the Pinnacle Cup that will conclude this season. So for us, we're definitely looking forward to that. But for these teams, they're looking forward to tonight. They've been looking forward to this since the season started only a few weeks ago. This is big. This is huge. And this is something great. So let's get things going. We've been waiting long enough, but these teams are all but ready to join in. $100 up for grabs for both sides, but it is a battle of tests, a battle of wits. You said it's the old guard and the newcomers. Midwest Mafia Henchmen have been here, and Midwest Mafia and Org has been here since Season 0, since the very beginning seasons. Now they battle for a championship that has only come to them once, and that was back in Season 3. The Henchmen have never won. They're looking for their victory here tonight, and they're looking to get things started against Skyfire Gaming Nova in their first season, as they're on the orange, Midwest Mafia Henchmen on the blue.
Already a powerful kickoff and gameplay going on. Lots of action on the field already. Henchmen are trying to get shots on goal right off the bat, coming out hard and strong, wanting to win this right off the bat. It's interesting. This is a Game 7 series, and I always say these are like a marathon because it's slower going, right? We got to get the pace set. Often this first game is just to feel each other out. And so it's interesting to see both teams coming out quickly with some demos and a lot of action on the field.
Yeah, that's one thing about the SFG Nova team that really helped them win their last match earlier in this bracket. It was a 4-2 victory over SP Ethereal. That match sort of helped out by a lot of demo plays. This SFG Nova team loves that kind of aggression. And for Midwest Mafia Henchmen, they're going to need to handle that well. Now, this is a team based on rotations, based on chemistry. That is something that will help you out with the demos, but SFG Nova, they're relentless in going for that. That's something that's going to be consistent. That the entirety of their runs tonight here as a play up the sidewall will be left for Culinari. Double tap, lip reset, left in front, the first strike. Oh, it's up the post, and it will stay out as Fox clears it away. Up goes Saku, nobody back, and this one sees goal. Midwest Mafia Henchmen probably should have been scored on, but they'll take it coast to coast and find the first goal of the evening.
And right there, beautiful passing play from Fox to Saku, and it's nice to see that. Love to see those team plays on those rotations. But yeah, like you were saying, SFG, that demo style of play, that aggressive play style, really is a play style, right? And it is tactical, and so it's always good to see those as well.
Generally speaking, the teams that win these tournaments are usually on the more aggressive side. We saw NBD and Neon do that, a relatively defensive team at times, and definitely were defensive during the regular season, playing a much more aggressive style in the playoff bracket. That's one of the reasons we saw a couple teams win last season. So aggressive play styles usually are favored in formats like these, where you need to come out sharp, you need to surprise your opponents. So far, the aggression has actually backfired for them. A lot of heavy commits, a lot of awkward rotations, and you don't want to play a rotational game against Midwest Mafia Henchmen. That's one thing that SFG Nova will not win. This team's not going to win rotations. They're not going to win on chemistry. That's what this Henchman team is all built on. If they're going to win on anything, as you said, it's going to come down to the demos, and it's going to come down to some really good patience, some really good professionalism from themselves, not taking unnecessary risks, not pushing up too high, and instead playing a smart game. Oh, and that's a smart play there. My mind is a mountain with the shot over the last defender. It was cleared by Culinari and Orbit, who was up a little high, gets caught in the midfield, and Skyfire Gaming with their first of the night.
Yeah, I think those rotational plays really goes to Inertia's coaching, that strategy right there. But with the demo plays, that makes such a move to be able to create that space so that players can get in there and find the opportunities to go to make shots and goals. The thing about it is, I think a lot of players don't know what to do with getting demoed. They don't practice what's it like to be demoed, and then they just get in their own heads. They get angry, and they just lose that focus that they need to do. So here again, we have SFG right off the bat getting another goal on Midwest Mafia Henchmen. Fox just not able to defend.
Yeah, and you know what happens there with Fox? He pushed out a bit too high on that one. He left his goal line a bit early there. Premature sort of play, and something you're going to see, I think, a lot more often as you get to these higher rank levels is that players will leave the net a little earlier. You don't want to have that happen, as Skillinar, interesting touch there, almost decided to throw one at his own goal. And SFG Nova going on the field with Megatron, a recognizable player, someone to definitely pay attention to is Megatron. He's probably their most defensive player, but I would consider him their most important player at times. He usually plays the defense while the other two go up for bumps and demos and these shots. And the reason why they can lead Megatron is because of his 1v1 ability. He is right now in our 1v1 Ascension Cup for the solo series. And he's actually in the semifinals. So right now for Megatron, he's playing for 2 victories this season, not only in 3v3 but in 1v1s. If his team can win tonight, I think the 1v1 division looking quite good for him here in the top 4. So Megatron, definitely a person to watch out for. His defensive positioning will definitely be a bit of a difference maker here as he plays up the back wall. Saku with a free shot, and it's tied at 2. SFG Nova got a bit comfortable, and it cost them dearly.
That's interesting you say about Megatron being in the 1v1 as well. I really find players that spend that time in their 1v1s really practicing their own skills and help them become better threes player, because they don't have teammates that they can blame when things don't go right? And so I love a player that practices and does a lot of grinding in ones.
Oh!
Look at that!
Are you kidding me?
Hat trick right off there as well. He's demoed.
And look at that, he went off the ceiling of his own goal to get that. My goodness, Saku, what a shot. That wasn't even on target, so that was a necessary play. And in game 1, clearly, Midwest Mafia Henchmen, I knew their chemistry was strong. I did not think it was that strong. Saku leaving the net to get there. 60 seconds, and Nova now racing from behind. They've got to get a goal in regulation, or else this game will be over.
Sometimes it's just fun to watch how they're playing. I say to Sporty, and I've said it plenty of times, I'm just a huge fan. Like, I'd be watching this no matter if I knew the teams or what. I just love Rocket League. So it's, for me, it's just enjoyable to see this gameplay, to wish that I could ever play like this and to see the action.
Time running out here for Skyfire Gaming as Orbit will clear Kulinari. We'll chip this one in the back wall. A bit of a tough bounce to read. Saku will be there. 3 goals so far for Saku. Everything for Midwest Mafia has been reliant on Saku being there. Now they'll have to play a little bit more defense as he's removed. Kulinari, Fox to keep it away. Jumping in now is a shot. My mind is out and won't hit the target. Now Megatron jumping. This one is sent to the other side of the field. No chance to get it. And MWM Henchmen will take game 1. A strong start here for Midwest Mafia. They'll need 3 more wins to advance to the semifinals.
Nova really did bring it on strong to find that last goal, or attempt to find that last goal in those last couple seconds. But between Fox and Orbit, they were defending that net fiercely to make sure that they kept the lead in this first game. They wanted to set the pace out really quickly as we move forward.
Yeah, and setting the pace is definitely one thing to do here. And I think the question is going to come down to what kind of a battle does Skyfire Gaming choose to take? Because in this game, it starts to lean a bit more rotationally focused. That's not how you win these games. Especially by the end of this thing, they start to lean more rotations-based. I really think the game plan for them, it cannot be one that favors Midwest Mafia Henchmen. Rotations will favor them. Chemistry will favor them. But for SFG Nova, the one thing that can help them here is the demos. We saw it early in the game. It caused a bit of problems, but they stopped doing it by the end of this. Realistically, if they just bring back the demos for Skyfire Gaming, that can flip games. And against the Midwest Mafia Henchmen team, who definitely seem to be a bit eager to get out of defense, if you can break that rotation, you pick the team as well.
I'd like to see Midwest Mafia be able to overcome those demos, not be afraid of them, be able to kind of avoid the demos, whether it's jumping over the players, flicking over and jumping, whatever it might be, for them to be able to overcome and not worry about those demos whatsoever.
Game 2 now, a 1-0 lead for MWM. Phonorg, that again has only won once in ATS history for being here as long as they have. Looking to continue to find space and room upfield. Well, tonight could be their lucky night here as Saku taking the sidewall. Will keep the move going as it's kept away by Megatron. And Skyfire Gaming trying to get on the board first here. They know just how important that first goal can be. They know it sets the pace. They know it sets the tone so often. And for a team that likes to come out of the gate swinging, this is definitely a place where you want to score first. Kulinari stopped by Saku. SFG Nova continue to attack, and I mean, this aggression's working for them. If they want to get that first goal, they're on the right track.
All right, I was just watching. I was just super excited.
Krusty's just slack-jawed watching.
I totally was.
For a second I was like, did I disconnect? I don't hear anymore.
No, it was just totally me, like, getting into the game. It's so exciting to watch the energy these players bring to the field. And so I just was watching. I was actually, like, transfixed on Orbits at the time. Orbits right there now getting the touch play, just being kind of a little bit of a pain back to the Nova team.
Yeah, and you kind of have to be, right? You have to be annoying in these playoff brackets. You're not here to play nice if you're either of these sides. You're not here to play a clean game either, realistically. If you want to win, you kind of have to get dirty with it. And, you talk about Orbit. He's one of those players that doesn't have a problem with getting dirty. Doesn't have a problem with doing the dirty stuff, the stuff that you don't really talk about, but the stuff that makes the difference. He's not a flashy player. Not really the kind of guy that you're ever going to talk about in terms of matches, but if you want a crucial play, Orbit's going to do it for you here, as he'll get another great touch to the side wall. That's going to open up a lot of room for Fox and MWM upfield. Saku leaves it. Orbit's up. He'll go to the back wall and look for the bump on Megatron. Can't get there as Mountain will see this one, but not get the clear away. Saku on the dunk. It's wide in front. Orbit never saw it, though. Too late. And MWM Henchmen, their best chance of the game so far, and it will roll across the goal unanswered.
I forget what I was going to say something about, the dirty work, right? Like, when I play with my SSL friends, they're always like, why don't you respect us? And I go, because I'm playing against you. I'm not going to respect my opponents ever. And I think that's something when you get to the playoffs, you really have to be like that. You have to be able to get in there, fake them, be annoying. You have to do what it takes to win the game, right? And so I think that's what we're seeing. It's great to see Midwest Mafia coming up and really challenging Nova in this second game.
And that's very different than the regular season. The regular season, you always do. You had another week, no matter if you won or lost. Tonight, that's not so certain anymore. You lose, your run is over just like that. Forget about your record during the regular season. Tonight's the record that you really need to play at your best for. And here in Game 2, no goals scored just yet. SFG Nova looking to set the record straight as I play in front. Another demo. Kilanari will send this one upfield, but Minus the Mountain's gonna have a tough time getting to it. Will do so, though, is off the ceiling. They've got room, and Orbit's waiting. This one off the crossbar. And Saku will once again look for the clear, and Midwest Mafia still not out of their own half of the field. This net's vulnerable. Megatron missed it. Orbits will get rid of it here as a bounce up for Saku. Henchmen were on their own half of the field for it felt like a minute there. Finally get out away from it and have at least a little bit of time to breathe before the next attack brings. SFG Nova relentless right now, squeezing the life out of Midwest Mafia. And if you're Midwest Mafia at this point, you might just be thinking, if you just need to let this time tick away and go for overtime, because so far they have not been able to control the game.
Yeah, you really want to get that ball cleared away. You want it to be on your opponent's side as much as possible. The more it's on your side in front of your net, the more likely it's going to find its way in the back of your net. We do not want that tonight.
Oh!
Fox comes in and scores. Let's go.
What a strike. Oh my goodness, Fox. And, he beat Megatron to this too. Megatron took a bit of time. I think he thought that might have had a chance hitting the back wall. And you know what? Its initial trajectory did. He didn't think about the ceiling there. Fox did, and Fox just beats him to it, and, well, we're here again. SFG Nova down by one late in the game with less than a minute to go. It won't be that way for long, though. Redemption for Megatron, and a big goal for SFG. This game is tied.
Let's go. Beautiful shot. Not able to be defended by Saku, and that's just wonderful to see, bringing it one apiece.
Offense continues onward here. Saku, maybe look for one himself. Kickoff. One-on-one with Mountain, and he climbs it. 2-1, and Midwest Mafia are just running through right now.
See, and that's like one of those simple mechanics, without the flash, but it is effective to be able to just flip it over and into the goal. Love seeing that. I think so many players at this level often try to get flashy when you don't always need to be flashy. It takes up too much time. It's too easy to read.
Oftentimes, you don't even need to do it, and you said it.
Nope.
You don't need to be unnecessary at this point. It's about doing what you need to do. As here goes Mountain, double tap. He went for a little bit of flair there. Lunari sent it under the bar. Everybody was looking at my mind as a Mountain, but Lunari jumping in will be the follow-up that Skyfire Gaming needs.
We love to see that, right? Like that was good communication on the team, good rotations by the team to be up there. Two players were a little hot more forward than I would like to see them, but it worked out on their behalf on that case.
Wait a second, wait a goal here. Oh, it's blocked. Fox got in the way. It was actually going in, and Fox got the save on that. I thought we may have seen yet another twist in this incredible tear. Every single goal has come in the final minute of this game. You wouldn't think that, seeing the scoreline as it is now, and with a likely chance of overtime. Megatron trying to find one last play in regulation. SFG Nova have definitely won out this game in terms of offensive firepower. Although it is 9 shots to 9. For Midwest Mafia Henchmen, though, they've survived regulation. Now can they go up 2-0? Orbit up the kickoff. Megatron won't read it. It's wide open for Fox. He was here streaming the Ascension Cup yesterday. Tonight he's playing, and Lats could not have been any easier for him. A whip for Megatron and a wide open net that he capitalizes on. 2-0 for Midwest Mafia Henchmen.
Nice placement for them. And Fox, I love seeing that. And it's good to see that momentum going into now game 3. They're up 2-0 so far. And that's not insurmountable for Nova, but Nova's going to want to turn it on this next game so that they're not reverse sweeping and trying to win 4 in a row. So if they're going to make a play, they should start that play now.
Well, they're already making some choices here. Tactical timeout taken by Skyfire Gaming. Nova 2-0 down in the series. So they're going to take their timeout here. An extra minute in between games. Every team has one per series, so I'm not surprised to see them do it here. 2 straight games where things have been close, but just not enough for them. And obviously, I think the reason they're doing this here is they're worried that if they were to not take the time out, that there would be a 3-0 lead for Midwest Mafia Henchmen. And at that point, I don't see them coming back. Reverse sweeps and best of sevens, not common.
Really hard.
In fact, I don't think we've ever seen one on this stream specifically. So they're not looking to try to make history. They're looking to win. And the tactical timeout here, I think it's the right call. A lot of teams call it too late.
Too late.
For them, they're calling it here. They want the timeout because things have been close. They don't have to change much, Nova. But clearly, right now, they're getting beat by a Midwest Mafia Henchmen team that is definitely playing a strong, competitive, and strong chemistry-based playstyle.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they pulled out the tactical timeout at the right moment. Like you said, most people just take them too late. And so it's good to see that they can change and talk about their gameplay and their tactics. And I always think that's really important because that's one of the things I love about competitive Rocket League. In that quick amount of time, players are able to see the patterns on the field, change their play style, and a lot of times it works. And so I love that they're taking the tactical timeout right now.
Yeah, we'll have to see, though, if it makes a difference. So far, yesterday, out of the 3 tactical timeouts we saw on stream, 2 of them actually did result in an immediate win afterwards. Now, none of the teams that used it were able to win. But, again, the timeouts do make a difference. And for SFG Nova, they better hope it makes a difference, because realistically, here, they want to win this next... They really would like to win these next 2 games, get themselves the best spot possible. I think they're actually ready to join back in here, so... I think they want to cut their timeout short right now. I think they're done. Everything they talked about is over, and they want to get right back into things. So, for them, timeout just about over now. SFG Nova better hope in that extra minute of time they've had, the 2 minutes total, that they have done everything they needed to get that win, to get themselves a win, to get themselves another step closer to the semifinals, to play against SP Synergy in the next match of the evening. The battle continues, the action continues, and for Skyfire Gaming Nova, their one and only tactical timeout taken. They better hope it makes the difference that they're looking for here against the Midwest Mafia Henchmen team that so far has not been by them by much, but by enough that it's noticeable.
Yeah, I think you're right. And besides that, that can change the whole momentum, right? That's the one thing you want a tactical timeout to do. You want to get in the heads of your opponents. They want to change that momentum that Midwest Mafia has. So let's see if it happens, if they're able to change their game style and how they're going to try to defeat Midwest Mafia at this point.
Oh, it's not a good start for them. A demo and a wide open backfield for Saku. That one flicked right in front. It was a pretty big demo. Kulinari was the one who was supposed to be back for that. And you can see Saku immediately beeline upfield as well. He saw all the room. He knew his team had the ball. Went right up, and that's the kind of chemistry you don't see a lot of teams have in this tournament series. But again, you said it. This Henchmen team, they've been around for quite a long time. They all know each other pretty well. That's the kind of stuff that you can trust your teammates to go for here if you're Saku. You can kind of trust them to play a bit of 2v3, to get the ball down to you, to get it to where you're leading, and trust that they'll get the job done and that you'll be able to follow up.
Exactly. And I think for this SFG Nova team to be able to come in here to try to make something happen is really hard because they're not as rotationally strong, and so sometimes they make those mistakes. They're too far forward, they're not back in the right rotation, and that provides opportunities for players like Orbits right here to get back and score.
You mentioned the rotational issues. That was a rotational issue. I think that was miscommunication.
Yeah, it wasn't. Exactly.
I think both players thought the other was going to go for that one, and as a result, neither of them went for it, and it became a pretty easy goal for the Henchmen here. They were trying to avenge the boss of Midwest Mafia who played here yesterday. Couldn't get past the quarterfinals. Midwest Mafia Henchmen not looking to at all slow things down as Orbit in the midfield will be cleared away as Saku's got to jump. He missed this one completely. Can Mountain turn it around? He will not. Oh! That is a wide open net. And my mind is a mountain. That is a great descriptor of how tonight's been going for Skyfire Gaming Nova. It's been a swing and a miss for them. They've shown some signs of strength, but you can tell right now they're definitely being beat by a team that's just better, and they're missing their opportunities that they need to score. And one there for Culinari. Now Megatron, and this one, oh, it does bounce in. The shot got saved off the post, but it's an own goal from Saku that will put it in, and a necessary goal for Skyfire Gaming. It just felt like this ball did not want to go in, but it does eventually, and this lead is now cut in half.
I think that's some of that might be. I wonder how many replay reviews that the SFG Nova team is going over. How much of a coach they have. Where Inertia has worked with this team. They have that chemistry with the team. Is able to go in and watch these and go, hey, maybe you need to get back into your Coco's training. So you're not making such wide shots and things like that.
Well, for now, Midwest Mafia still holding up by one goal, but a one-goal lead is never really safe, and especially when there's still more than half the game left. But that's a big mistake. Culinari completely misjudged it, and for Fox, it's a simple play. Make them the defense move. Watch if they make a mistake and capitalize. A lot of Fox's goals tonight have been open nets off of these mistakes, but credit where it's due. You don't score off of open nets just by waiting your turn. You do it by forcing those errors, and so far for Fox, whether he's been the one to do it or not, errors have come, and he's been there to answer. Now he'll get this one! Fox with 2. It's 4-1 up, and Midwest Mafia Henchmen right now just look unstoppable.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. Once again, a team play there from Orbits to Fox. Great to see that. Good to see the speed. They're in there. They're keeping their mind in the game. They're not getting beat by the pressure of the playoffs. They've been in these positions before, even if they haven't won, where at this point it could be that SFG Nova is getting a little bit panicky in their shots and in their defense.
Saku to Orbit. A little bit of room will be sent back by my mind is a mountain. Now it's Saku again. A heavy clear. Culinari will get there, but not get any further as Saku's touch straight to Megatron. SFG Nova got to pull themselves together. You've been watching this team. You've definitely been seeing what they've been doing here so far, Krusty. Is there any player specifically that you look at that needs to be that leader, that needs to step up for SFG Nova? It feels like everyone could do a part to make this team better, but is there anyone in particular they think should be a leader as Orbit's going to score another? I have to say, I think this game's over. Going into game 4 and likely needing a reverse sweep for SFG Nova, who do you think needs to be the player that needs to step up more than anyone else?
I think Megatron is doing his very best. I love Megatron's play style. I think Luminari could show up, be that player that really solidifies the team to be able to make some passing plays over to Megatron. I think that would be a nice way for SFG Nova to come back and be able to win over Midwest Mafia.
Saku will have a little dribble one-on-one with Culinari. It's already a beat down here in game 3. It's about to get worse. Saku doesn't want it to go in. I think he wants this game to be over as he'll stop Fox from getting a hat trick. Culinari will pinch it up there, and Fox has got to get up to this one. At this point for Nova, they're just looking for any goal that they can get, something that they can be happy about, maybe a little bit of consolation for what has been a game 3 that has been, quite honestly, not great for them here. And it's surprising because they just called a tactical timeout, but it feels like it's only gotten worse for them here. They haven't been able to get demos. They haven't been able to play the aggression like they did in the last couple of games at times. And it just feels like it's even worse than before because now their offense is gone, and that's what this team relies on is their offense. Without it, you can tell that they just don't know what to do.
Yeah, I think they're really panicking here. I think Midwest Mafia Henchmen coming in and scoring so early really put that damper on them for that tactical timeout. And now they're just a little bit lost of what they're going to do. I always have hope for the underdogs, you know.
Well, I hope to see a longer series. Personally, we haven't seen a 4-0 sweep here yesterday. And, I mean, this stream is made for close matches, that's for certain. And this one, I mean, I expect this one to be rather close. And, yeah, those Mafia Henchmen have proven that their playstyle is one that just is going to be tough to handle as a bit of a passing play. That is not your teammate, Orbits. That's the wrong player to find, and SFG Nova will get their consolation late. So unfortunately, it won't really change the way I think either of these teams feel about this game. For Midwest Mafia Henchmen, a perfect response to a tactical timeout. For SFG Nova, an absolute disaster. And now, down 3-0 in the series, they'll need a reverse sweep in a best of 7. As I mentioned, this has never happened on this stream, and so they would have to make history, essentially, to get that reverse sweep, something that is not only difficult, but rarely seen, and requires a whole lot of fortitude. For Nova, they've got the work cut out for them here. 3-0 against them, and their tactical timeout over to use. They're only going to have a minute at most to talk through things before they go into Game 4.
I hope they realize that they still have another game, because I think they do. They should.
Oh, they definitely do.
Okay, he's back. Just the way that they left in the well played, I was like, oh wait, hopefully, because sometimes you notice players get confused with the best of 7 over best of 5 for the playoffs.
Well, considering that they played one earlier this week, I hope that this isn't the case here. But well, while that's happening as well, this is 3-0. 2 other matches going on as well, Krusty. We've got ODU, Old Dominion University versus the Chillers on Zach Vexel stream. We got SB Helix Elite versus Devotion on that's on Zach Vexel stream. Araufbeastrl has Old Dominion University and the Chillers. Right now, Chillers leading 2-1 as they're in Game 4, and it is SPX Elite and Devotion tied 1-1 in Game 3. Currently, so those other matches proving to be rather close. Obviously, we'll give you updates as those progress, but you know, is there any other team you're thinking of tonight so far? Obviously, we talked about both these teams. Is there any team in this bracket that you want to talk about as a team that people should focus on, a team that people should watch? I mentioned earlier tonight, I haven't actually mentioned anyone earlier tonight, but the team I'm focusing on is SB Helix Elite. Is there anyone you're focusing on that you think is really going to show up tonight? Maybe a surprise team or a favorite that you think is going to do well in playoffs? What team do you think really can be benefited by playing in a playoff bracket like this with the pressure really as high as it is?
I have to say, I am a big fan of Midwest Mafia, have been for a long time, but I do like the Chillers, and so I would like to see them in the finals tonight. I think that'd be really exciting to see. They're a good team as well.
And you know, here's the thing about the Chillers, they're a super small organization. I don't think people I don't think most people know that isn't actually an organization. It's a small one as well. And their background is kind of fun. It's an organization that originally started with just a group of friends, having a gaming group. They just wanted to make a gaming group, and now they've got a couple of teams in Rocket League. I've been here for a couple of seasons. This is their one team here this season. They've been in a couple other leagues. They've, unfortunately, though, have not been able to find much success as an organization, and I would love to see that this Chillers roster be the one that can get that win, because there's some OGs on that team. But
I would love that as well.
They've got a tough match for themselves here. Again, they've got to get up against ODU, one of the favorites this tournament, a team that actually has won in ATS. The only team in this bracket that actually has won before, back in Season 1. They won the Season 1 Apex Cup. That was the original Apex Cup before it is now. For Midwest Mafia, though, almost another good start here. A pass from Saku finds Fox, but it won't find the goal. And now another play out. Saku to the corner. Kulinari can't go, but Megatron will. Nova again stuck on defense. They don't want to play this far back. I don't want to see them on defense, because the longer they're back here, the more they're going to be tested. And as we saw last game, their defense is not their strong suit. It's something that they cannot rely on to win games.
Yeah, I agree. They need to be on the offense. They need to be aggressive. They need to bring that back. When they were aggressive, the games were much closer than the last one.
Sent on the field. Saku will have Mama's Mountain to follow as this one's kept up in the air. An Orbit will jump. It's going to be flicked wide, and Fox can't go. Got chased from behind by Megatron. Will still hold on to this one as a play down the field, just trying to get rid of pressure, but nobody challenging here. Midwest Mafia given free range and a lot of room here for Saku, unable to beat a couple defenders though, and this one eventually will go across the edge of the box, and you can tell the line that SFG Nova is not willing to cross is that edge of their box. The edge of that box right now, not willing to push past it, not really willing to play much more aggressively than that. And Midwest Mafia Henchmen a team that loves passes. That's really what they like to do it. So I feel like SFG Nova, again, playing into what Henchmen like. They like passes. They like passes at the edge of that box. Unless SFG Nova pushes up a little higher, those passes are going to be made. They're going to be at the edge of the box, and they're going to be in a place where SFG Nova is going to have to reach the challenge.
Oh, yes. I didn't want to speak over that. I just thought, I need to hold my breath as Saku gets the shot in the goal. What a great play. Once again, Reds tried to defend there, but just was not able to get the ball cleared away. And that little pass, that soft touch from Fox to Saku was able to find the back of the net, bringing it 1-0. It's game 4.
Yeah, and with the semifinals bound for Midwest Mafia Henchmen, if they can win this one, pressure's on. That's for certain, and they gotta prove it here. SFG Nova, if they want to stick around for a little bit longer, as Orbit and Saku are both upfield. Kulinari on almost nothing, but Megatron trying to break through will leave the pass off as SFG Nova with everyone upfield. Kulinari on targets, but not enough to beat Saku. Megatron, who didn't read that one correctly, and it will be a cleared attempt as up goes Mamaya's Mountain. Now Kulinari, Orbit, not a great bounce there, and it's a big shot for Kulinari. Midwest Mafia through a smoke screen, couldn't see it, and it's a play that got shot. Not only did it get shot off of Kulinari, it got shot off of him, getting bumped by Orbit, but it goes in, and Nova will be happy with that. It's a tied game with a little over 2 minutes to go.
Beautiful tactical demo there to create the space, and just know that they were going to get it right in. And Retz comes in right away, just a couple seconds after the kickoff, and is able to get a second goal. We love to see that. We want to see them come back. So that's a great play by them.
I mean, they definitely want to see themselves come back.
Yeah, exactly. No one was back for the Henchmen able to get the save.
Awkward there, and yeah, it was just a big whiff off the kickoff. Still a lot of time left in this game, though, and I mean, we know this Midwest Mafia Henchmen team, they're not likely to stay at this kind of scoreline for long. I would expect to see them probably pull out another goal at some point, but we haven't seen them really have that deficit for much of this series. Now is their time to show what they can do when they're down a goal, and they might just do it here. Infield pass will be kept out as Kulinari, a bit of a panic jump, and now Megatron, one-on-one with Saku. Off the back will be Fox, who does well enough to get there. Saku will keep it going as a bit of an awkward play. Fox not ready for it. Orbit won't be ready either, so free room and a great recovery. That's a really smart play from Orbit to know whether that shot was going to land. The Henchmen definitely playing a little more defense at the end of this game. It's Skyfire Gaming who've got that lead, but they've got to get out of their half. This one, played by Orbit, will be rolled straight back to SFG. Great pass though, midfield. Saku cuts away from Fox. He'll keep it midfield, and here he goes. Fox will be denied. My mind is mountains up for it. And Midwest Mafia still trying to keep the offense. Will have to relinquish this pressure eventually. Time running out here for them. They're the favorites in this series. If they want to get the win, this is the time to do it. But for SFG Nova, less than a minute for them to get their first win of the night and start that reverse sweep.
It's just exciting to see. I love seeing that SFG Nova has been doing a little bit more passing plays. I love seeing that. But this offense by Midwest Mafia is really hard to combat. They're doing such a good job. Even though they're one down with 26 seconds left to go, they could get that last second goal to bring us to another overtime.
I wouldn't consider it unlikely even now. As a bump, though, will make that just a little bit tougher. Fox has got to go for this one. Won't be able to beat My Mind as a Mountain, and now there's only 10 seconds left. Maybe one last chance this game for Midwest Mafia. If they can even get down the field. Right now, that's proving to be a bit of a difficulty for them. Saku wants to call himself. He'll look them in. Fox, oh, he hit it wide. A great chance. That was the play they're looking for. Saku's going to keep it up, but nobody else is going. My Mind is a Mountain. Saku, Fox, beaten. This in 0 seconds will mean Skyfire Gaming live to fight another day and another game.
Let's go. We love to see that. Turning the momentum over for the SFG Nova there at the end of the match. They really have that momentum change. Hopefully that will start to calm their nerves. They'll start to play the match and game as they have in their own muscle memory and be able to bring us to a Game 7.
Yeah, I'm sure they would be more than happy to see a Game 7. I'd be happy to see a Game 7. We haven't had one yet. This entire playoffs system would be very nice to find one, but Of course, that will be reliant on this match being as close as SFG Nova can make it. That's only one game, though. The problem is, I'm not really fully convinced on SFG Nova just yet. If they want to win this series, it's not going to come down from one game. It's going to come down from really winning 2 games in a row. If they can win 2 in a row, that I think will give me a lot more confidence to say that they can win this whole thing. So often we see teams win one game, drop the next after that. I can't exactly be fully convinced that SFG Nova are consistent just yet, but another win, and I think then they'll convince me.
Yeah, I agree with that. They need to not get cocky, because I think that's a lot of what happens is they get overly confident when they do win a game, and then they start making stupid or silly plays. And so they need to keep their head calm. They need to keep their mind in the game, and they need to keep up what they had. Henchmen needs to continue their rotations. They're very strong in rotations in those team plays. And so it'll be great to see how they combat that this time. Hopefully they are able to not get in their heads, and that they'll be able to bring home the win.
And the technical timeout is still very much a factor in this game, although, again, we've already seen one used. That was used by SFG Nova. Henchmen still have theirs. I think it's not too unlikely to think that if they were to lose this game, we might see them call that timeout. For now, though, SFG Nova just need to keep things moving, and, well, moving they are. My mind is a mountain, and we'll let this go in, and what a classy shot there. A light shot. Knew Fox was going to jump immediately for that and just put as little pace as possible on it to let Fox fly by. It's a smart shot and exactly the kind of nerves you need to have in a playoff bracket like this, especially when your team is down as they are right now.
Nice shot by Q Lenari, Q Lenari, to be able to take possession of the ball, bring it back down into Henchman's territory, their side. Give an opportunity for Retz and his teammates to be able to keep the pressure on the Henchmen, but Orbitz gets the ball back into their to Nova's territory, where Megatron is now trying to get it cleared out. It's in their corner of the Henchmen.
Yeah, Midwest Mafia, and one of the things that I'm sure we're going to see pretty soon is that Midwest Mafia Henchman passing play. I will say though, I made a bit of I made a prediction that isn't really coming true here. They sort of switched. Usually they like to do the infield passes. Tonight they've been doing a lot of passes off the back wall. Do you think that's an intentional change that they made? Do you think this is just like a natural change that they've made here so far, Krusty? Or do you think this is more of a reactionary change to what SFG Nova have done? Because they're playing a lot more off the back wall. That's definitely not what I expected to see from this team tonight, and yet they're doing it here. You can see them really relying on the back wall. Is this something that I think is intentional from them, or do you think this is more so just a natural thing that's just falling in their favor?
I think it has been natural to fall in their favor, but I suspect with their coaching that they have talked about these kinds of passing plays and the opportunity of using the backboard to be able to make those plays happen, to have that positioning so that one of your teammates is there to be able to clean up and get it right in. It also allows for them to maybe be up and avoid the demos, right? And so I think it is reactionary, but hopefully they have been practicing this as a team. And right like that, Orbitz comes in and scores the first goal of this game for Midwest Mafia Henchmen, equaling the score.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so surprising that even my mind is out and typing in chat there didn't expect that one to fall that way. Well, for Midwest Mafia now, a goal back, and SFG will need another here as we are getting I think we had a bit of a disconnect here for a moment. Says, looks like these teams are going to stop moving for a little bit here. Means I think it means that we are going to call a pause then, since these players are likely to have that pause. Yeah, we're going to call a pause here. Both teams stop moving, so we'll get a quick little reset on the kickoff here. And
Retz is back on. He's back. He says he's back.
I will say that's very gentlemanlike for Midwest Mafia Henchmen, because they absolutely do not need to call for a pause here. Midwest Mafia Henchmen, because they're not the ones that disconnected. They absolutely could have played. The rule with these pauses is that you can only have a pause whenever there's a pause in the gameplay, but they've already called one themselves, so we're gonna let them continue here. As I think we're back now. We are, and again, credit to Midwest Mafia Henchmen. That's some good sportsmanship. We don't always see it in Rocket League, but it's good sportsmanship. As we'll see if they're back. Are they? They're not back. No, they are back.
He said he was good.
No, you know what? It's the AFK strat. That's what we'll say. It's the AFK strat off kickoff. Definitely. Even though I think with that strat, it's everybody goes AFK, but for SFG Nova now, still on defense, we a little reset off the kickoff. Midwest Mafia Henchmen looking to keep things going right back on the offense as they left off. And looking to really put the pressure in, get that second goal, take the lead, and put the pressure back on SFG Nova late.
It'd be interesting to see if that, even that quick pause, if that changes the momentum of this game at all. Hopefully not. Hopefully everybody rebounds from it. Hopefully no more disconnect issues in the 5th game.
2 minutes left, and Midwest Mafia closing in. It's definitely starting to become a bit more of an issue here for SFG as absolute catastrophe in the side of the field as a little bit of a jump in play from Minus Mountain. Had no boost left anyway, so not they won't be too concerned about that as now they're up. A little bit of an aerial play. Won't get very far with that as Orbit punts this one to the back wall. Double commit for SFG Nova. Will mean that Fox can play to the midfield, and this one will be kept away as a high flying play. And my mind is I'm out and will let this one drop in front of their goal. Midwest Mafia send 2. Saku stays up with it, and that one in the midfield pinched away. Fox and Orbit on the same page, and that is not something you see often, but a team pinch to get rid of it. And SFG Nova will need to restart from the midfield.
Ball gets cleared away from Midwest Mafia's territory, but Retz is there, continues to keep the pressure on Midwest Mafia. Like I said, you don't want the ball to stay on your side. Right in front of the net right there. Gave the opportunity for Megatron to be able to score. You got to keep the ball in the other people's territory, and that way you don't have this happen. But we have a minute left, and it's up 2-1 in favor of SFG Nova. This could be the tide that turns it for SFG Nova to get those 2 wins under their belts for this series.
Yeah, definitely would be here for a team, again, that was down 3-0. They will be more than happy to pull things back as far as they have so far. Now, obviously, with this game, if this game can end this way, they've now really locked down that momentum, and the pressure's going to be on Midwest Mafia. It usually flips after you see a team win 2 games. Well, then be on Midwest Mafia to perform, and against SFG Nova, who clearly have been able to find some improvements. Culinari will see this one taken away by Orbits. Megatron, 30 seconds left, and right now it's Skyfire Gaming who just are holding the line, and it's Culinari. Won't get very far as Fox doesn't have the boost to take this, and Saku will. Has a full tank as well. Taken out though. They're not going to have Fox, they're not going to be able to get Fox upfield either, and Midwest Mafia all running on fumes. Culinari denied. Follow-up will be blocked by Saku. Fox can't get to it. My mind is a mountain will clear, and this one will end off the back wall in front and kept away, but Saku, oh, he's actually going to keep up with this one. A miss. Saku, midfield, Orbit. Oh, are you kidding me? Midwest Mafia Henchmen. It's Saku to Orbit, and it's tied at 0 seconds.
That was insane. We love to see that. Oh my gosh. That go into an overtime with that last second goal. Here we are. Midwest Mafia just wants to win this overtime. They want to bring home this series. They want to go into the semifinals. And yet, Skyfire Gaming Nova wants to continue their streak, right? So we'll see what's going to happen. Oh, a miss by Saku.
And now a miss for Fox. Oh, it's wide open. It was a open net for Saku. He completely shot it over the bar, and Fox, maybe a bit celebratory, didn't have the boost to recover, and that fell apart quickly for Midwest Mafia. That 0-second goal will all be for nothing. Skyfire Gaming now with 2 wins in a row, and the question now lands on Midwest Mafia. And for you, Krusty, do you think they called a timeout here?
I don't think they will. I think they'll keep playing. Saku left the match. I wonder if he's going to do a car change. Sometimes you just need that car change buff to get in there and feel like, okay, I can do this again. And so I wonder if that's what we're going to come back with and see where we're going.
Well, we'll definitely see the call here. I think it is just a car change for Saku. And for Midwest Mafia now, their worst nightmare here could be leading 3-0 and then losing the series afterwards. It's never happened on this stream, a best-of-7 reverse sweep, and yet SFG Nova making it possible. But Game 6, yet another hurdle ahead of them here. We've seen a couple close matches end abruptly on Game 6. For the Henchmen, they've had 2 games now to understand what Nova's doing, to recognize that playstyle. Both games have been close, but close will not win you things. You've got to get those wins. Midwest Mafia Henchmen still in the lead, but now that lead is under threats, and the way that Skyper Gaming is proving themselves, the first couple games well behind them at this point. They aren't thinking about them anymore. It's confidence, it's offense, and it's the Skyper Gaming team that we saw winning that round of 12, now playing here in the quarterfinals. They still need to win 2 more games, but at this point, anything is possible for them.
Yeah, and I think we need to go back to that last game and say Fox doing that little bit of a celebration is a reminder that you can't just take your eye off the ball. You need it to be able to see what's going on and follow up if your team needs you. You cannot just go back and rotate back when you're that close to an open net goal.
Yeah, a little technical issue there. Apologies for all of you, but fortunately we're ready now, and that means we're ready for Game 6. Midwest Mafia Henchmen now facing the real threat that this series may have been a little too easy for them at the beginning, and as Skyfire Gaming may eliminate them in the next couple of rounds. But for Skyfire, it's the pressure's still on them. The gameplay is still on them. The tougher job is still on them, and Saku is going to make it that much more difficult. 15 seconds is all he needs, and Midwest Mafia not wasting too much time to find goal 1.
And you notice he has the new car change buff. And there's something to that. I know so many players who swear by it, but if you look, Fox, Orbits, and Saku all have new cars. That might be all they needed to change their mindsets in this game.
Yeah, they took the entirety of that last minute as well in between games, so clearly discussing things. If Inertia's here tonight, I'm sure he'll be talking with them quite heavily as well. I think for them, their confidence a little bit low right now, but if they can kind of forget about those last couple games, it's still very much even, still very much close, still very much anyone's to take. But they're only up by 1, and Skyfire Gaming, if they can get those counterattacks going, you know that they can find their opportunities from them. Orbit, though, will keep it in. Will be, my mind is a mountain now. Killinari's already up. This one, no touch made, no contact. And Saku, Orbit, demoed away. Now Fox jumping in. It will be taken away. As off the back, cleared back. Orbit won't have it. Now Megatron to the corner. Will be able to outplay Saku in the speed game. And now he'll go to the back wall. Saku gets by 1. And the only one back now is my mind is mountain. No boost to work with. He's got to jump in. He'll keep it away for now. But definitely SFG Nova playing the heavy aggression we saw earlier in this series. They got to be careful not to overcommit, though, because that can really end their night early.
It can. I like seeing the rotation seem to be back and stronger with Midwest Mafia, but I also like the aggression there from SFG Nova. That's more their play style, and so hopefully, like you said, they won't double commit, but they'll continuing to get in the way of Midwest Mafia. Just like that, Fox just not able to get back and be able to get the save there, and I think that's partially because of that aggressive play style.
Double commit as well. Midwest Mafia Henchmen going through what I can only charitably say here right now is an absolute nightmare for them. The one good thing about it, though, that's for them, it is still only tied. But Nova looking to correct that here. Lanari not on target. Follow-up shot not there as we saw Mountain also jumping in. Fox to find the back wall will be Megatron to keep it. Demo in the midfield, and there's a good amount of room for a pass, but not made. Fox didn't have the boost. Killinari, Megatron to clear. Half the game left, but SFG Nova relying on the plays upfield. You saw Fox getting chased. Now he'll be chased by Mountain. One player is always going for the demo on the ball carrier out of SFG Nova. So the demos have made a return in full force, and well, I don't know if it's made a difference yet for Midwest Mafia, but it has kept them on their toes, has kept them antsy, and for a team that, again, is almost certainly going to be nervous at this point, you really don't have the added pressure of having someone breathing down your neck.
Yeah, that's true. You hate hearing the person chase you. But all Midwest Mafia has to do is really keep moving, right? If you're moving and you're out of their way, you can jump over them, you can avoid the demo. They need to not let plays like this get in their head. They just need to concentrate on the Rock League. They know how to play, that chemistry that they know, the time that they have together as a team, the way that they can trust each other. And so they just need to go back to what they know how to do well.
Lanari demoed. Orbits off the back. It's Fox. It's Fox. He's got this one. Oh, incredible from Fox.
And I swear that was a triple tap.
Oh, it absolutely was just a double, but it was beautiful regardless.
I gave him
I've seen
an
flying
extra.
squirrels. So here's the thing, I've seen flying squirrels. I don't think it's ever seen a flying fox, but tonight we've seen some new things in the ecosystem. What a great shot for him, and a clutch shot as well. 2 minutes left, tied again. Fox looking to pull his team back.
But once again, we have SFG fighting back. They're wanting to bring this to make it a tie series. And so they're off the rip there, able to score. Bringing it back the lead for them.
Then under 2 minutes, the play still very much on the side of Midwest Mafia. Saku.
Saku was funny there. He almost didn't feel like the cheat really need to happen. He was like, is this happening?
Well, I'm sure he might be asking that same question if they were to lose this game, because mine are again up 3-0. Now under a lot of threat. Skyfire Gaming looking to make the reverse sweep as Megatron looking for a little bit of insurance lady. Found the dunk on Fox. That could have been absolutely crucial. Instead, it will go wide harmlessly as Orbit. Lunari. Saku. Still Saku. He's got room. He'll get by one. Will not have the room, though, to work with as Mountain. Second touch. Fox gonna have a tough time winning this one. We'll have Saku, though, and he's got a one-on-one. Saku on Megatron. That's maybe the last guy you want to play one-on-one against, the semi-finalist right now in the Solo Series Ascension Cup. That is not the one-point player you want to play up against, and he'll do a great job at handling that one, and easily, too. He did not make it look difficult.
He did not. I was thinking, ooh, that's like going one-on-one with ants. You just don't, there's some players you just don't want to 1v1.
Well, for now, they got to get their goal, and that one almost fell in. Time running out here for Midwest Mafia, but Saku! Oh, what a smart play from Saku! This guy's got a million IQ. What even made him think he just needed to park himself in front of the net for the dunk there? It works somehow, and Orbit jumps in. I don't know what made Saku think that he was going to win that play, but he made the right choice. And again, it's tied. 30 seconds left, and almost certainly that next goal will likely be the one to win it.
I really like that he didn't rotate back. Oftentimes when you get into a position like that, your mind says, okay, I always rotate back. I got my shot. I'm going to rotate back. But he had the wherewithal, the game sense to say, I'm just going to stay here and hang out just a little bit to make sure if I can make a play happen.
Oh no, as we saw a disconnect here from Culinari. Midwest Mafia will still choose to play, but I think they're going to let this one hit overtime. They will. So overtime here, and we are going to get another technical pause as we are back on the kickoff here for Midwest Mafia Henchmen and SFG Nova. We're just adding a little bit more suspense here, Krusty, as another disconnect. We'll get them back in a moment, but all that's happening is as well. A couple matches still ongoing, and before we show the bracket here, Krusty, I want you to tell me, as Helix Elite Devotion, that series has ended. What do you think the scoreline was for that one? I want you to take a prediction.
Is SP Devotion against who was playing them again?
SPD, Helix Elite, and Devotion.
Oh, okay. I think SP won it 4-2.
Close. So it was 4-1. SP Helix Elite did take down Devotion, which includes who's likely almost certainly going to be our regular season MVP in Parallel Fuzzy as well. Well, that's happening. ODU Monarchs, the Old Dominion University, and the Chillers. How do you think that series went?
Ooh, I'm hoping the Chillers won. I'm hoping that they got 4. I'm hoping 4-3 on that one.
Well, they're in Game 7, so we'll see if your prediction's correct in just a few minutes. But it is in Game 7, though. Old Dominion University, one of the frontrunners this season, definitely having their work cut out for them here. For now, though, as we are getting a word that I think everybody's back. We'll see. They are not back just yet. So we're going to go right back to the kickoff. And we'll wait a little bit longer here while we get an update. Still not everyone in the lobby for SFG, but we'll give them time. They do have, again, technical times to take, so they'll wait. They'll see if they can get their player back in. For this one, obviously, again, having a disconnect there with Culinari. Once Culinari is back, we can start this overtime and start Game 6.
Yeah, he said, I think, in the chat that maybe his Wi-Fi died. Hopefully it comes back, and so that we can get the match underway. Everybody's holding their breath on the edge of their seats. I know I am.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely on the edge of my seat as well here. Well, again, reminder, SB Synergy, they're on the edge of their seat as well because they're playing whoever wins this match as well. So I'm sure they'd like to know who they play sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, later is probably the answer that we're getting here as well. So a little bit longer here. We are getting an answer that Kulinari is going to be back in just a minute. So I think they did a Wi-Fi reset, if anything.
Yeah, it looks like
that's fair. That's honest. That makes sense to me. And we'll get the update for all of you that I'm sure all of you are looking for very, very soon. For now, though, again, we're just waiting on updates here in Game 6. But again, the overtime, 1 goal to take it. If Midwest Mafia Henchmen score, they win the series. If SFG Nova score, we got a Game 7 here and a potential reverse sweep in a best of 7.
Yeah, that'd be huge if he does come back and they are able to score. Total game changer, and like you said, history making.
Yeah, no, we don't have history made on the stream very often. But for Game 6, if SFG Nova want to pull things back, they've got to score here. And they got to do it in relatively convincing fashion. Demo on 1, though. Here comes Kulinari up the spawn. Will be Saku. Megatron just choosing the weight. He made a good decision here, and that shot not on. Tough to read. Great job from Fox. He'll keep his team safe for now as Midwest Mafia trying to pull themselves back into things there after a decent amount of time waiting. Aim 7, not too unlikely. I'm sure that's in the back of their minds right now. And they better hope it doesn't happen here as it's on. It's almost in. 2 players jump. It will not be on target, but it very much could have been. It was looking like it was going to be. And basically almost a minute into this game already, it so far has been SFG Nova who, even though they've had the technical issues, have been able to really keep the offense consistent, and now they'll win it! Overtime, Megatron, and Game 7 guaranteed.
This is a scary one. Definitely both teams want to win this. They all want to move to the semifinals. We get that. But for it to go to Game 7, that has to be a real a balloon deflator, right? That has to deflate Midwest Mafia Henchmen and where they're at. They really need to make sure that they take a couple good deep breaths in this minute that we're on break, to get a drink of water, to just calm down and be able to play this last game with a lot of game sense and smartly.
Oh, we haven't seen Game 7 yet tonight, or even in the entire playoffs bracket, but here we are, Game 7, Champions Field. The last time we saw Game 7 on this stream was, I believe, last season in the Pinnacle Cup in the quarterfinals. We don't see Game 7 a lot in these playoff brackets, but when it does come, boy, is it absolutely worth it here. As we'll be.
We're gonna have 2 games in Game 7 for this quarterfinals, don't we?
Oh yeah.
Old Dominion and Chillis too. So that's
they're
really
still
exciting.
in Game 7. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're still in Game 7. They're still battling. That one nearly over. I'll give you an update on that match once it does conclude, once we do get an update on that result. But as things stand, we are going to get a quick lobby reset for all of you and get Game 7 going. Krusty, for our first Game 7, you talked about it. You wanted to see a long series. You want to see something incredible. What's more incredible than a best 7 reverse sweep, something that has never been done before on this stream?
It's both really scary and really exciting. As a fan of Midwest Mafia, I have to say that I hope that they pull this out, that they're not stuck in their heads for this Game 7, but it's also super exciting for a new org like SFG Nova to come in and show themselves, to make a name for themselves, and to be able to come back to a Game 7. That shows a lot of wherewithal and resilience, and I love to see that in a Rocket League player.
Well, we'll have to see if this team, as you said, has that resilience. I think really the question is going to be if Midwest Mafia has that resilience, because so often we see teams get to this point, have the whole, tournament go against them, but at this point have a lot kind of, go against them, a lot facing against them here, knowing the pressure that they're facing, and to be under that kind of situation here, as we're going to have to join in for Game 7 in just a moment and get things going. Reverse sweep on the cards, reverse sweep possibility. And these teams are essentially ready for what happens. Here we go. Game 7, Champions Field, reverse sweep. And a best of something that has never happened on this stream before. And SFG Nova could make history, but more importantly, they could make the semifinals and play against Solus Path Synergy on this stream next. 5 minutes on the clock, and only one game to prove it. Will SFG Nova move on, or will Midwest Mafia Henchmen escape the absolute hell that they've had to go through so far?
Yeah, I mean, they're in a scary position, right? They're a team that has been together. They should be able to overcome this. They're not young players necessarily. And so hopefully they'll be able to keep their mind in the game and be able to score quickly, so that they don't have their confidence rocked even more.
And you are getting an update here. Old Dominion University. Unfortunately, you were predicted incorrectly. Old Dominion University did win that Game 7, so they're on the other side of the bracket right now, playing against SB Helix in the semifinals. They'll be on Zach Vexel's stream for that one here, but while they're going to get their series set up, we're still in Game 7, and we're still looking for our first goal. Gambit, pinch, Fox! He couldn't get around that one. It was a right decision. It was a smart choice. Now he'll go again, and it's open! And in comes Saku!
What a beautiful team play there. I love to see those kinds of plays. Just adore those. Great shot, great play. Love it. And
well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, you're gonna love what's gonna happen for the rest of this game. I'm almost certain.
I'm sure I will. I love, Chillis might not have won their series, but they're, like you said, they're a small org of friends. Love to see that they brought it to Game 7, especially against Old Dominion. They're such a strong org with strong teams.
Yeah, the only collegiate organization actually in here this season, one of only a few that's ever run in a Ascend Tournament series, and with past champions on that roster as well. Really going to be interesting to see how they'll perform. But for us here in Game 7, Midwest Mafia hold the lead. They'll extend it to 2. For SFG Nova, just a worst-case scenario, completely out of position, way too much room in between them, and Saku pulling them apart will make it very easy for Fox.
Those mistakes, there's those bad rotations. Midwest Mafia will capitalize them every time that they can. And so they need to tighten it up for Nova.
Game 7 continues, and Midwest Mafia are looking for yet another one to really try to make this game as one-sided as it possibly can be. Megatron will keep this one airborne. Up is Gambit, who has now subbed into this game, by the way. We have Gambit subbing in. So for Midwest Mafia, a late roster substitution. Clearly, again, you said it, they're trying to change things around, getting rid of Orbit, adding in Gambit. They have a sub available, and right now, I don't know if it's a sub that's making a difference or if it's Saku's making a difference, but you can feel that there's a different feeling right now with this MWM team, and it's a whole lot better than they have in past games.
Yeah, I think that energy change can often be like maybe Orbit was just starting to get in his head and bringing down the team, or just was tired, right? And so it's good to sometimes bring in that sub just to change things up, and I love to see the energy going on right now for Midwest Mafia. They look fresh again.
Down 3 with 3.5 minutes left. Will need to do everything they can. They gotta throw everything they can at that net right now because, well, there might be 3.5 minutes. That is not a lot of time to get 3 goals, and the way this game is going, it could very easily become 4 goals if they don't score soon. Lenari, Mountain, and beat Fox. It's a open net again here. Saku had to find his way past Megatron. Won't have the shot on target as now Gambit. Lenari. This one is left right in front of the goal. Megatron will jump on it as it's redirected away. Double commit though for SFG, and Megatron doesn't have the positioning. That's a great block, but unfortunately now there's only 2 minutes left. A lot of time already off the clock, and Midwest Mafia doing a perfect job at rotating perfectly, wasting the clock, wasting the moments, and wasting the opportunities that SFG Nova won't even get a chance to create.
They're also keeping the ball on SFG Nova's territory, on their side of the field, and that's really what you need to do. Make the opportunities to score, keep the ball away from your neck, deny SFG Nova even the opportunity to be able to score. Even if you're not scoring, wasting the clock is such a good. That was, you hate when they go high like that.
Well, for Midwest Mafia Henchmen, they gotta hope that doesn't come back to bite them here. Still a minute to go, and for SFG Nova now, all hands on deck, desperate, unfortunately.
What a shot!
It won't help them here. Saku's got a hat trick, 3 goals on 8 shots. When Midwest Mafia Henchmen needed someone, Saku showed up and has done absolutely everything to pull this team together.
But did you see that shot? That was pretty insane.
Little doink down the field from midway line.
Love to see that. That's so fun.
And for SFG Nova, unfortunately, maybe it's a bit exhausted, maybe it's a bit tired. They've done a lot this series just to keep things close. I mean, they were down 3-0. What an incredible comeback they've had, but that comeback will not be complete. We will not be seeing history made on this stream, at least not yet. As Megatron to clear, we'll watch this one bounce up to Gambit. Lenari to the corner. Fox to clear it away. Now up is Mountain and up on Megatron. It's SFG Nova at this point, desperate just to find a goal, to find something to end off the small orgs run in the Catalyst Cup. But just nothing falling for the Midwest Mafia, making changes before Game 7. Didn't even call a tactical timeout, by the way. They decided not to use it. And boy, what a change they made. They made some adjustments. They didn't need that extra minute. They didn't need that extra time. They'll win Game 7. They'll advance to play SP Synergy in the semifinals. Through 7 games and a long battle, their night has only begun. They'll defeat SFG Nova. They'll advance to the top 4. And they'll be playing against SP Synergy next on this stream.
Midwest Mafia is going to need to take a little bit of a break there after this game for sure, just to get up, to get the blood pumping again, and calm down, because this was a marathon. They went to Game 7, and is it, like you said, it's a long night. They have 2 more series ahead of them, hopefully, for them to get into the grand finals.
Yeah, they'll have time. For SFG Nova, you said it, a small org who has done a lot to prove themselves here tonight. Unfortunately, they will not get past the top 8. So our semifinals now are both set. We've mentioned both of them so far, but as a reminder, as soon as we get to our bracket, we'll show you what our semifinals look like here. But for MWM Henchmen, they escaped this series with their life. They made this a lot tougher for themselves. SFG Nova, a slow start. I really think if SFG Nova didn't have such a slow start, we could be talking about them being in the semifinals rather than Midwest Mafia. But here's what our bracket looks like. Here's what our semifinals look like. MWM Henchmen take on SP Synergy. Old Dominion University versus SP Helix Elite. Again, you can find that ODU and SP Helix Elite match on Zach Vexel's stream. But for us here in the semifinals, it's MWM Henchmen, SP Synergy, and Krusty. What a start to our night here. An exhausting start to our night. A lot more matches to come. A lot more matches to go. But again, we've got a great night to go through. For us, we're going to go to a break pretty soon here, Krusty. But before we do that, since you're not going to be on the stream for the next match and for the rest of the night, is there anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to add before we take our break?
I'm just grateful that you had me to co-cast with you. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm grateful for that. Happy Hanukkah for those who celebrated starting tonight, and Merry Christmas to all those who are celebrating Christmas. And I'm just really grateful to be an org owner and a league owner like yourself. I don't know about you, but watching teams progress and grow is really just a passion of mine, helping people to reach their goals. And so I'm always excited to watch such good Rocket League and to be a part of the different communities and leagues. So thank you for inviting me and having my teams play in ATS. We love U-Sporty and we love ATS. So thank you.
Of course, and we obviously share the love right back. But for all of you watching, I'm sure you love that action. We're going to go to a break here. A break that I think everybody needs. We're going to take a couple minutes away. When we come back, it's Midwest Mafia Henchmen, Solus Path Synergy. With Solus Path having 2 of the top 4 teams, likely that one of them will make the grand finals. We'll see if Synergy can make it, or if MWM Henchmen can make this second match a little bit easier for themselves. We'll go to a break. When we come back, semifinals action to see who will advance even further in this final bracket.
Let's go.
starting to turn black. Don't tell me you're hurt again. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I've met my match again. Starting from scratch again. Where's the pleasure in all this pain? Don't you lie to me. Say it's all okay. When it feels like I'm drowning.
Welcome back. The semifinals are here now. Boy, we were just talking as well. No Game 7 yesterday, and already 2 of them in the quarterfinals. So what do you see? Joining me here is Araufbeastrl. Araufbeastrl, you got to see one of the other Game 7s, ODU, taking down the Chillers for 3. We saw one here with Midwest Mafia Henchmen surviving a potential reverse sweep from SFG Nova. Now they advance to the semifinals, take on an SB Synergy team that hasn't played yet today. They had their first win against Shafted Esports Black in a forfeit. So for SB Synergy, this is their first time playing tonight. And boy, the way Midwest Mafia's Henchmen's looking, and with how many games they've already played, fatigue's definitely going to be a question, I think, that we're going to have for them. Are they tired at all? Will they be tired? We'll see if they are or not.
This is going to be the biggest thing about Rocket League. Just make sure you have the endurance to get through. And going through a Game 7 definitely going to take a lot out of you. It could break either way. We've seen them go on to be even better because of having to go to Game 7, but at the same time, we've seen teams just absolutely crash out and burn, having to get absolutely swept off the desk at times. But going to be interesting how Midwest Mafia are going to handle SP Synergy here.
Yeah, definitely will be a question of how they can handle them as well. For now, though, another best of 7 here, and for Henchmen, going through all that, SB Synergy, we haven't talked about them all that much this bracket, but again, the team up ahead of them, their regular season. Maybe not as good as Henchmen, not 5-0, but 3-2, and from the same group. So they have a little experience. They've had to play a Midwest Mafia Henchmen. They played them actually quite late in the season as well, back in week 4, 3-1. So the week 4 of the 5-week season, it was 3-1 for Midwest Mafia. So these teams actually have a little bit of history against each other. They got to make sure they put that to use. And for Midwest Mafia Henchmen, they're going to try to put it to use. For Synergy, it's about bringing in a new version of themselves to play tonight.
To see how these two teams do compete, I do love to see a lot of good Rocket League. We already saw 2 best of 7s go the distance. Kind of would love to see another one here, but looks like we're going to go ahead and start a match off here. Midwest Mafia Henchmen, SP Synergy, ready to go at it here in the semifinals.
Yeah, and with 5 more minutes back on the clock and another best of 7 ahead, the grand finals is all to play for here for Midwest Mafia Henchmen and SP Synergy, one of 2 solo SPF teams now in the top 4, the other being SP Helix Elite, and, well, they haven't gotten off to a good start. Henchmen warm off of their Game 7 victory, have already found one, and it's Saka, who has definitely been a bit of a leader tonight in terms of the stat sheet, is continuing to do that here at the start of the semifinals.
I think one thing we've also got to keep in mind here, this is the thing about SP Synergy, getting that forfeit a little bit early. They could be a little bit cold getting into this one. That may just play into Midwest Mafia's favor if they continue to play well tonight.
We'll have to see if that's the case. For now, though, it's still SP Synergy and Midwest Mafia who anyone's to play for. A bit of a miss in front there. Midwest Mafia just taking apart SP Synergy. Synergy has not, you can tell they haven't exactly had the best warm-up tonight. Clearly, they need some time to get used to each other, and Midwest Mafia already warm. You can see the difference it's making. 2 goals already, and a bit of a whiplash here for SB Synergy. They maybe, it wasn't, I don't think they were not prepared for this, it's that they just aren't ready for it just yet. They need a game or 2 to get into things.
Yeah, no, there's another whip that comes here, but luckily SB Synergy ready to get back into this one. You've got to be careful. The SB Synergy could strike out of nowhere. They could just need, as you said, a couple games here to warm up. Could even be just a few minutes just to get used to how they play here. We saw a little bit with our champions of the Ascension Cup talking about yesterday, how it just took a minute for them to figure out how to play against the other team. Could be the same case for SP Synergy, but still, gotta continue on with this series. Gotta figure out if that is the case here.
The infield pass for Saku will try to dribble this one away. Mystic's already up, but offense continuing, and it's Fox who won't have this one, but Gambit will always hit a double tap. Was subbed in last series for Game 7, has stuck around for the start of this series. The good vibes from Gambit continue, and a double tap in this series, at least at the very beginning. A little bit of a fortune read off the crossbar, but it goes in, and it will favor Midwest Mafia.
And that's such a good double tap, too. You can tell he knew the defender not ready for it. Fox might get another one here, but oh my, what a read that is. JJ narrowly keeping that one away. And Saku just keeping the pressure up, just keeping things going here. Fox still in the play. Saku looking for a player here, but gets squared away. Saku still in the play, but unfortunately for Midwest Mafia, they can't do too much quite yet, but they still do have a 3-0 lead here.
Infield pass will be for Deadly Samurai, I believe the captain of SP Synergy. And for you know, Solus Path, never having won one of these tournaments before, this feels like their best chance to win one of these events. Their best chance to be the top team in the Ascent Tournament Series. 2 teams in the top 4. You don't see many organizations in that kind of situation, especially now, but there's more orgs than ever. But Midwest Mafia, 4 goals in just a little over 2 minutes. This has been a beatdown, and it's all for Midwest Mafia.
And what's a little bit unfortunate on the side of Solus Path here is just the fact it's only 2 minutes in, it's already this much of a beatdown. You've got to start thinking, if you are Solus Path, you've got to think about game 2 here, how you want to try and get either back into this one if it's possible, or just try to get the reset here. Just trying to figure out what you've got to do to take down this team.
Yeah, and we saw last game for SFGO just how much time they needed to kind of get used to this playstyle out of Midwest Mafia. You can't rely on trying to get yourself warmed up that slowly. It's going to come down to, can you manage this chemistry that Midwest Mafia has? Can you manage the passing that they have? Can you cut down the space that you give them? Because one of the big problems for SB Synergy right now, there's a lot of room in the midfield, and you can see Midwest Mafia, they love that midfield space. They love the space in front of the goal. You give them room, they're going to take goals out of that, and SB Synergy cannot rely on doing that consistently.
And oh, that one almost went in the net. Great save from Gambit, though. It does go the other way. Gambit with a breakaway getting the central, and it's still central. Fox not able to get the touch, though. Saku does come in. Oh my, this might be a target. Will be a goal. Missed it. Couldn't keep that one out of the net.
And Midwest Mafia make it 5-0 here. A dunk that will get through Mystic, and then a little chase down from Saku to make sure it goes in. I didn't think the start of this game would be this bad for SB Synergy. I knew that they were having a bit of issues, obviously warming themselves up, but this does not look pretty for them. That's for certain.
And it looks a little bit more like Midwest Mafia going to that Game 7 might have woke them up here. As you said, Gambit being involved as well, having to be subbed in Game 7 to be a little bit more of a fresh pair of eyes here. And oh my, Saku, I'm gonna let this one fly. Almost was the first goal for SB Synergy, but luckily Gambit able to keep that one out.
Infield pass, just trying to keep the play going, will be Saku again, and at this point with 90 seconds to go for SB Synergy, no goals yet so far of this series, just looking for their first. Will be Samurai, and you saw Mystic jumping in trying to get the read, will not be able to follow up as it's taken away by the Henchmen. Fox, all the up is Saku, Fox jumps in, it's off the post, and it's in for Saku. It just gets worse and worse for Solus Path Synergy, and at this point, they want to forget this game ever happened. It has, nothing has gone their way. The shots haven't gone their way. The offense hasn't gone their way. Shots are 12-3 right now. They're not only beating SB Synergy, they're beating them with 4 times the number of options on net. Nothing has gone their way. Nothing has worked, and now it's 7-0. A blowout for Midwest Mafia Henchmen, and SB Synergy can only hope but watch as this game is, well, completely stripped away from them.
Yeah, you've got almost no chance here. You still have 1 minute and 6 to get this, but I don't think we've seen any team being able to come back from that much of a deficit. It's definitely a morale buster on the side of SP Synergy. You just got to move on. Get ready to think about Game 2 here as we approach the last minute here of Game 1.
Yeah, I really think there's no chance to come back. Forget about even the hope of a comeback at this point for SB Synergy. Just get a goal at this point. Get a goal at somewhere. They haven't scored yet. They haven't had that many plays on offense, and well, again, they got to forget about this game. It's almost 8-0 as that shot just scraped away by Deadly Samurai, as Gambit will fall on top of it here. JJ pushed out as here goes Fox. Oh, not a good read. JJ missed it. 8-0, and the Henchmen, this is just cruelty now. 8-0, they don't need these goals, and yet they're continuing to score them. They want to make sure the Synergy team knows that they are the bosses here, not only of the Midwest, but of the entirety of Manfield Knight.
Yeah, just so unfortunate here on the side of SP Synergy. And it might be just another one. Fox trying to bully his way through. This is going to be for Gambit. And 9-0. Forget about the Brazil. They just want to blow out SP Synergy to this point and keep improving their stat sheet here.
Well, I mean, this definitely already is a blowout. They haven't tried. They have succeeded in winning in a blowout now. For SP Synergy, just looking to let this time end, and I'm going to say this right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout call here initially from them. This game's been so terrible that unless it's a really bad start for them, and this is them not starting out cold, I would not be surprised if we see a timeout call here from them. It's so bad that their mentality is not good. Their mind's probably just absolutely in the dumps. Really, this is just a terrible start for them. And unless, again, this is a cold start for them, they're going to need something to pull things back. They'll get a goal here, but forget about it. 9-1 doesn't really make a difference. A goal, sure, but nothing more. And Midwest Mafia Henchmen have proven here in game what makes them the scariest team right now in this side of the bracket.
And here's the biggest thing to keep on in mind with that one. They did get a goal, so Midwest Mafia, not exactly completely unbeatable, but with the way they are playing, they definitely look very scary. Game 1, officially going to be 9-1 here. But let's see what SP Synergy pull out of their pocket for game 2.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do and what they call for game 2, because right now, I'm just going to say it, they got to change a lot about that play style. They just cannot manage the Henchmen. Again, I hope for SP Synergy, this is just a slow start for them. This is just them being cold, them not being fully warmed up. They're already making a roster change, though, here. Mystic's out, and Yak's coming in. So Synergy already going to a substitution to sort of change things up about themselves. And, you know, they're obviously going to try to rely on this as best they can, make some changes, see who plays well, see who maybe can manage this roster. And, you know, if they can make some adjustments, if they can make some changes, we'll see if they can do it here. If they can find a way to at least keep things close with it, Midwest Mafia Henchmen, if not, maybe even get a win in game 2.
And here's another thing to keep in mind, too. We talk about how much the Midwest Mafia Henchmen have been on offense, but look at the defense, too. Every single opportunity almost that SP Synergy did have got shut down immediately on the goal line.
Yeah, and mind, it's not the only semifinals happening right now. It is SP Helix Elite and Old Dominion University on Zach Vexel's stream. So you want to see the other semifinals, that's over there. But make sure you catch both actions at the same time. They're currently in game 3 as we speak, tied 1-1. SP Helix Elite, definitely one of the front runners here. So is ODU. So not surprised to see both of them playing against each other now. Obviously battling each other for a spot in the Grand Finals. And the Grand Finals, that, at least as things stand, is one that is expected to be for Midwest Mafia Henchmen as well. They're definitely the favorites in this matchup. They've proven they're the favorites in game 1 as well. But here in game 2, SP Synergy will need to make some adjustments, will need to make some changes, and it will need to make sure that this thing a little bit closer than it was last game, 9-1. It hasn't started out very well for them here. Gambit now with a goal for Midwest Mafia, and if 9-1 was bad, well, it was bad. I hope they don't recreate that here in game 2. It hasn't exactly started out well for them, though.
Yeah, not the best start that you want out of game 2. You're already down a little bit because you had a 9-1 loss to start things off. You're down again. But it looks like SP Synergy starting to find the synergy, ironically, a little bit better here in game 2 here. But we got to see how that does work out. The Samurai almost getting that touch, but it's going to be JJ to come in here, trying to keep this forward. Gambit still having it close, still has a central, got it for Fox, couldn't find the touch. SP Synergy survived for now.
Yeah, nip goes Fox. He'll look for the play on target. Saku, we saw him do that last series. He won't have that one, though, as a 1-0 lead is likely to be extended. Fox, he couldn't put the shot on target, but well, how close Midwest Mafia is getting to this goal with their opportunities. I'm surprised they haven't had a second goal just yet.
And yeah, taking off the play there. Oh my, getting a little bit chaotic. SP Synergy still getting absolutely owned up to this point by Midwest Mafia.
Midfield pass, Deadly Samurai, or fake, a flick, Fox, he's got to this one, and now there's 2 back, not a lot of boost. Yak's got some though. Saku, Yak, Deadly Samurai will leave this one for his teammate as Fox will play a little bit of interference and win the ball back for MWM. He's got options midfield. In fact, he's got Saku. That one will actually go all the way back. Gambit unable to jump on top of it, but Saku stays. Back wall's there. He'll look for it. Yak to clear. Gambit jumping in, and will keep the play moving. The shots right now are 5-4 in favor of MWM Henchmen, much closer than game 1 has proven. And yet, even then, MWM still just as aggressive, just as annoying, and just as strong right in front of the goal, taking advantage of the space that's given to them.
And oh, this could be a little bit dangerous here. Luckily, does get cleared away. So going to be a little bit less dangerous for the side of Midwest Mafia. Could have been way worse. SP Synergy got to retreat here. Got to find a way to keep on trucking through. Saku. Oh, this is just going to float its way in. Yak had the save, but Saku to dunk this one back in. You know Saku definitely wants to see a grand final here after this shot.
And after all that they've done in the quarterfinals, it's not that they want to see a grand final, it's that they feel like they deserve it at this point, and they're proving they may as well deserve it, whether the things are going. As Gambit to the corner, as Fox, that pass is a little too heavy for his teammates, and this one will go back. Only one goal scored so far for SB Synergy this series, and that one was last game with only a few seconds left, so they've not exactly had moments where they've looked like they've been able to take leads. And unfortunately for them, unless they can turn things around quickly, Game 2 may go the same way that Game 1 has gone, and that is fully for Midwest Mafia. Henchmen, Saku looking to take out Yak, will leave it in the midfield. Deadly Samurai to clear. Gambit takes this one to the back corner, now takes it to the midfield line. Bucked by JJ. Yak. Still Yak. Deadly Samurai. Saku. Still Saku. He's got a dribble. He's actually got some really nice control on this. He will meet Yak and MWM. Still continuing to define what their offense can do. Still looking for those plays off the back wall. They've been definitely attacking it all night, and well, maybe it hasn't been nearly as open at times. It's still working. It's still just as effective, and SB Synergy still struggling. But this time the struggle is much more offensively focused. They haven't been able to get many shots. They haven't been able to get many chances close up on the net to really make me think that their offense stands much of a chance right now.
You just gotta have a little bit more of the dismanagement here. Just gotta make sure you keep on keeping the pressure up. We're not seeing a lot of demos coming from on the side of SP Synergy. We want to see a little bit more of the aggression. Aggression usually one of the biggest catalysts. We saw that yesterday. Demo specifically, one of the reasons why we saw Post Pounders Purple get taken down in the grand finals.
That's not their name, but you know what? Fair enough. It's Midnight.
Yeah, I don't remember
it's Midnight. It's Midnight who lost the quarterfinals. It was Neon who won the whole thing, and now it's Midwest Mafia with a 3-0 lead inside the final minutes.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of the Ascension Cup.
Yeah, that's Midnight, by the way, who you're thinking of, who lost in the quarterfinals, and for Midwest Mafia Henchmen, 3-0 up inside the final minute. SP Synergy, again, I'm sure asking so many questions right now of what on earth can they do to keep up with this, because right now it just feels like they're getting absolutely outplayed, they're getting absolutely beaten. This Midwest Mafia Henchmen, the chemistry that they're so well known for, I thought it was pretty one-sided, the chemistry battle in the last series. It's even worse here, and it's defining what this series has become. So far, the goals are being 12-1 in favor of Midwest Mafia Henchmen across both games so far. It has been brutal, to say the very least, and SB Synergy right now just don't look like they're at all here.
Yeah, even though the scoreline 3-0 here, it still feels just the same as Game 1. Just so much of a mountain to climb here. You've got to think about, maybe you may have to call a timeout, try to get your heads clear. SB Synergy, last chance to at least get on the board, but it's not going to look too likely here. They are going to get one more shot off. JJ going to get one goal at least. So not going to be shut out in either Game 1 or Game 2. But still, got a lot to put on your head here.
Well, with 2 games down, it's MWM Henchmen who have put the pressure, put the ball and firmly in SB Synergy's court, and SB Synergy now need to return that serve. We'll see if a tactical timeout call is made here. I wouldn't be surprised if they make one, but seems like it's unlikely for them. Seems like they want to go into Game 3, so for them, they obviously saw something I didn't. I thought they got completely outplayed that game, and they're going to make a complete play style change right now. Even with Yak added in, it hasn't gotten much better for them. Midwest Mafia Henchmen storming ahead and likely to keep it that way unless SB Synergy can break those rotations one way or another.
And you've just got to find a way to make something work at least. SP Synergy just not online right now. You would think that coming into this one, getting the advantage of having more time to prepare would help, but fortunately, Midwest Mafia just able to take advantage, make it feel like it is a mountain and a half to climb to try and keep up.
Well, we go to Game 3 here, and Midwest Mafia Henchmen looking to take quadruple match point for a second straight matchup. Definitely doesn't feel too unlikely for them to get to that point, but we'll see what they can make of it. Game 3, DFH Stadium, and MWM Henchmen again off to an incredibly impressive start. This one even more so than their last series, just in terms of the total goals that they've been able to score. And if they can keep doing it, SB Synergy is going to have a very tough time answering them. For now, We go to game 3. SB Synergy still not out of this thing just yet, not even close, but this is where you start to get a bit nervous if you're SB Synergy, because you're 2 games down, you don't have that many lives left, and Midwest Mafia Henchmen have the momentum.
Yeah, this is just what you've got to be careful for as well. If you are on the side of Midwest Mafia, there are times where you can turn around and be so dominant to start the series off, and then teams turn around, find a way to make the comebacks. SP Synergy could look to do just that, find a way to possibly steal this series away, but you've got to prove that you can keep up with Midwest Mafia. Oh my, almost getting one there. Unfortunately, JJ hitting the crossbar.
Yeah, and MWM now getting their first real taste of a bit of mortality here for themselves. They've never had a deficit yet this series, and SP Synergy nearly getting the first from that one play in front. MWM still upfield, as it will be Yak to beat Fox in the ball. Gambit will have to go for this eventually. A bit slow to go for it, though. He'll catch up to it eventually, and Midwest Mafia now in field. Saku, not even close. Yak will stay near it, as a play on Fox will beat him out on that room. MWM starting to fall a little bit away here. Those rotations, those passes haven't been made. They're a little bit more unfamiliar with a game this close, as Saku beat by Deadly Samurai. Gambit, that is in front of his own net, but another heavy clear straight to Yak, and it will be kept away. Deadly Samurai not on, off the crossbar. Saku blocked by JJ. Fox to clear as Saku, who will hit it to the corner, and MWM Henchmen now in field. Gambit surely bouncing. Oh, it's off the bar. Who wants it? It's Yak, and it's kept out. A close opportunity, but not close enough. MWM will go again, and Fox will make sure this one goes in. A third straight game, taking the first goal. MWM Henchmen up 1-0.
Yeah, and eventually the pressure was just going to crack. Just such a smart play here to get the dunk here by Fox. JJ, just not enough boost, not enough of a touch to get that away, and Midwest Mafia can take the first goal here in game 3 for, as you said, the 3rd straight game in the series.
That means they still have not had to face a deficit so far. Saku, demo, created by Gambit. Another one from Saku. The net's vulnerable, but they couldn't put it on. We haven't seen a lot of demos from MWM Henchmen. They're not afraid of it, though. As, oh, that's an awkward bounce, and, you know, it's awkward for SB Synergy because they weren't ready for that one. Everybody racing back as Yak won't have this read. It's Saku, still, Deadly Samurai, JJ, Saku. Half the game to go, and it's Saku with the ball. Flicked to Gambit. It is pinned on the line and kept out. JJ keeps it out. It's still open. It's still in. And now it finds the goal. A valiant effort, but not enough. MWM Henchmen double their lead to 2.
So close from SP Synergy. You could tell they had the panic there. They were able to get the save at first, but Midwest Mafia just so much power on their team here. They are just going to convert that one every single time. Unfortunately, it could be 2-0 now up to this point. SP Synergy got to find a way to lock in here.
Time for SB Synergy. Well, it's going to only get a little bit more difficult for them now. 3-0, and well, for all that MWM Henchmen have done, a bit of a slower start than expected than the last 2 games have shown us, but still just the same kind of move that they've had, and again, Synergy just can't seem to keep up with them.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we're starting to notice here is it's starting to not look as much of a coincidence here. The way that they're playing SP Synergy, just not able to find one here. Oh, that goes on target. Great save from Gambit though to keep it out. SP Synergy just out of sync up to this point. You would think, even with the name ironically being synergetic, they are not showing the abilities they know they can have right now.
Fox trying to play this one on JJ. It's Yak, it's Saku, and it's kept away. And Araufbeastrl, I want to ask you this: we don't often see a ton of rematches in front of brackets like these. This one is, again, as mentioned, one from the regular season from week 4, where Midwest Mafia Henchmen did win 3-1. Do you think that has an effect in this series? Do you think that has an effect on how these teams are playing, or do you really just think this is a different Midwest Mafia Henchmen team that we're seeing, a different SB Synergy team we're seeing, and a whole different matchup, and one that Midwest Mafia is just winning by a landslide?
Yeah, the biggest thing from Midwest Mafia could be the fact that they think that 1 game loss and that 3-1 win could have been a fluke here from SP Synergy. SP Synergy just not yet showing the firepower that have shown in the past here, but gotta keep giving them time. They could break out any second. SB Synergy still one of the better teams here. If they made it this far in the playoffs, that one almost finding its way through, but luckily Gambit keeping this one under control. Hasn't passed another. JJ with the beat. Fox gets it back downfield, and SB Synergy having to go on the back pedal, back to defense here as we approach the last remaining seconds of game 3.
And a shot, is that in? It is! Deadly Samurai trying to put some of the hope back in to what they're showing into SB Synergy. 24 seconds left. They don't have a lot of time to make this happen, but it is possible. 24 seconds. They will need to win this kickoff and get another goal quickly if they are to do it. Well, they'll play late upfield. Yak, JJ, Deadly Samurai all upfield. A pass! Deadly Samurai stopped by Gambit. The play was a little too obvious. And SB Synergy, the hopes of coming back in game 3 will end right there. This is going to be 3-0 for MWM Henchmen in the series. 3-0 to be their series lead. Quadruple match point for a second straight matchup. And this one, they're hoping, unlike the last one, will not take nearly as long to complete.
That's such a great series. And oh my, Deadly Samurai gonna get one for the road. And you've got to think SB Synergy might actually be starting to heat up here. You saw towards game 1 an absolute blowout, but ever since, SB Synergy just getting a tiny bit better, but still not good enough. Match point for Midwest Mafia here.
And a tactical timeout now called by SB Synergy. I think that last game was their best performance so far, and maybe that's just because they got 2 goals rather than 1. But it still felt like Midwest Mafia Henchmen had them beat, although this one was a lot closer. It really felt like one where SB Synergy had the ability to win. Yet, even then, Midwest Mafia Henchmen still have them beat in a lot of factors, so calling a tactical timeout, trying to make some adjustments. Just like before today, we didn't have a single match that went to Game 7. We haven't seen a single series go and end in only 4 games. This could be a first for us, but for Synergy, that'll be after this tactical timeout. For Araufbeastrl, you've gotten to see them now, see what they're made of. What do you think of this SB Synergy team? What do you think that they got to do? Do you think it's just the same in showing that they have to do in Game 3 to win Game 4? Do you think they did everything right, or do you see something that they might need to fix?
I think it's more so just trying to find a way to be a little bit more unpredictable. You're just seeing the Midwest Mafia Henchmen this entire series just go at it, bring in the pressure, bring everything that they need, play perfect Rocket League. It's going to be a little bit hard to counter that, but SB Synergy, if there's anybody in this world that can find out how to do it, it probably would be them. And hopefully the timeout going to be a little bit helpful here.
We'll just have to take that timeout and see what happens here. But an extra minute now on the clock here for SB Synergy to talk things out. I really think Game 3 was a decent performance from them. I don't think it's good enough to consistently beat Midwest Mafia, as they'll have to do now, but it's a good showing from them. It just is that they're going to need more showings from them, and more consistent showings from them, more pace in their showing if they're going to do this one. It definitely feels like they're getting outpaced by the challenges that this Midwest Mafia team is bringing to them, and that's not exactly doing any wonders for their rotations either. So it's a speed-based game, and I think Synergy losing that speed, losing that recognition. Again, because the chemistry isn't as good as Midwest Mafia's, as we can see, they're not able to react as fast, and that can be the difference. Just a few seconds of delay in a matchup can be all that it takes to lose some crucial challenges and have goals that could determine the end of the series.
I think the biggest thing to consider too, if you are Midwest Mafia, you just don't want to put your foot off the gas too much here. Don't want to give too much credit for SP Synergy. Start this one off. Keep bringing the pressure. Keep doing what you know works. And SP Synergy may get swept out here in the semifinals.
Well, we'll see who they play against in the grand finals, but for now, they're looking to get themselves there, and being the team that's favored to make it, things have looked good for them so far. They'll need to get an early goal again, though, if they really want to make sure Synergy recognizes what they're doing, and JJ, now looking to let that happen, will play this to Deadly Samurai. Saku clears it, and straight back in is Yak. Bounce off the corner, left for Gambit, and a pinch away. It's JJ. Saku. JJ again. Fox will let Saku chase this one even more, and a pinch off the corner. Deadly Samurai was ready for it. Gambit to the back. Who's next to go? It's nobody, as Fox didn't have a lot of boost, and Midwest Mafia Henchmen maybe a little scrambled at the beginning of this game. Definitely respecting a little bit more out of what SB Synergy can do. But if they can get that first goal, if they can shut down the Synergy momentum that they could have maybe gone after this timeout, things will look good, and they'll do just that. Awkward bounce, an unfortunate play, and Saku right on top of it.
And you gotta get credit to just the low boost situation here. SB Synergy just a little bit too stretched on the defense. Couldn't find the positioning there in time. Unfortunately, great capitalization there from Midwest Mafia. And oh my, Saku gonna bring this one back in. Oh my, almost thought it looked like that was gonna be an opportunity there for SB Synergy, but Saku, no boost, proving that doesn't matter about the boost count, it matters about the player skill, getting the dunk there. And SB Synergy still, again, looking down the barrel here, down 2-0 in Game 4 with our tournament lives on the line.
Yeah, and in a situation that we just saw last series with SG Nova, they were able to come back. Every single game they'd lost had been quite close up to this point. Not really the case here for SB Synergy. It's been a little bit more one-sided, and they definitely getting handled a little bit easier here by MBM Henchmen. As Henchmen are not done with just 2-0. They want another. They really want to make sure that this game is firmly in their favor. 2-0 is not enough to win a game all the time, and especially with, again, Helix lead or ODU next. They want to make a statement here that they are going to make that grand finals, and they're going to make it easily. As Yak off the back, no second touch. Saku will hold on to this one as a dunk from JJ. Gambit won't go. Fox will. That is back to Deadly Samurai, and they'll play up in the midfield. Gambit to clear. This one sends SB Synergy scattering. 3 minutes to go. Midwest Mafia maybe a little slowing down a little bit on the offensive play, but SB Synergy, again, it's an issue they've had all series. Their offense has just not been there. They've not been able to make enough happen. Deadly Samurai missing the target. Just not able to pull it all together here. That was their best chance so far this game, and it will hit the par.
And you still gotta be careful if you're SP Synergy. You see the opportunities coming from Midwest Mafia. Even though you get pressure against them, you've got to figure out how to open it up. Keep everybody from trying to keep it out of the net. SP Synergy just not finding the bumps when they need it most. Everybody just absolutely scattered every single time they get a good shot here.
Yak to the chase. Saku now up the corner. Yak has this one, and it's Fox who will try to deflect this one into the midfield. JJ, Gambit, 2 minutes to go and counting, and Midwest Mafia looking more and more likely to be that team in the grand finals. Yak's up. It's kept away and kept back as here goes Saku to the back wall. It's a bouncing ball. It's a rolling play. Deadly Samurai is just pirouetting in front, but MW and Henchmen can jump in. They won't get their opportunity though. Yak keeps it out. Synergy surviving, but they are just not able to get away with it.
And what a play that was from SP Synergy, able to narrowly keep the Midwest Mafia out of the net. You couldn't really challenge it. You challenge it, might just go the other way, might be the kickstart that SP Synergy might need. And there is a demo coming out, but still not gonna be enough. Just gotta keep pressing through. JJ not able to get that one. Yak finally puts one on, targeted in, and SP Synergy gonna finally put one on the board.
Yeah, they're not out of this one just yet. SP Synergy still enough time to come back, and they've done a good job at least at limiting what Midwest Mafia has been able to do so far tonight. It hasn't exactly stopped them, but it has made this matchup a little bit more interesting. As they'll keep the play going here, as they'll keep the battle on going. It is Midwest Mafia now who have to defend a 1-goal advantage. Not much of an advantage here in Game 4. Every game has gotten closer. I really think this series started off just slowly for SB Synergy. This is a lot more like what we expected of a team in the semifinals. But Midwest Mafia still holding them down, still holding the lead, and still holding the cards to make it to the grand finals. It's Yak who stopped. Everybody up for Midwest Mafia now. Yak driving. He's got a player across the pass. Saku denies, and a big block that'll stop that play from almost certainly being a goal.
And you can see here JJ just trying to keep it going. It's another opportunity, it's another shot, it's another save. Saku keeping this one under control. Gambit wanting to keep this one down. They still have the lead. They will get the go-ahead here. And if SP Synergy can't lock it down here, they could get swept out of the semifinals. And it's looking even more likely now.
Yeah, this only makes things even tougher for Solus Path to have this team make the grand finals, but as you said, it's not totally out of their range just yet, but they got to make up good on time here. They're going to have it, and that kickoff hasn't exactly helped them very much. Gambit to clear, and it will be Gambit to keep it. The bouncing ball will find Fox, and Fox will find the goal, and if you had any doubts of who was going to make the grand finals from this match, well, those doubts are gone. Midwest Mafia Henchmen, a 4-0 sweep. We're playing in the grand finals against SP Helix Elite, who just got a 4-1 victory. So Helix Elite now taking down ODU, Old Dominion University. We'll be seeing them in the grand finals against MWM Henchmen here. What was a very close quarterfinals, now a very not so close semifinals. 4-0 for MWM Henchmen. This one was done quite quickly, and although Synergy was able to keep things close, MWM Henchmen, that chemistry is just too tough to keep up with. They'll win this one 4 games in a row, and will take on SP Helix Elite for the title.
Yeah, very interesting for Midwest Mafia here. Very funny. You've got to go through Solus Path if you want to go to the road to get to the grand finals, become champions. Solus Path, definitely one of the better works that we have out of here. Going to be a really tough challenge here for Midwest Mafia.
Yeah, it will be here, and I mean, these are probably the best teams we have here playing today. I would have to say it. Even beforehand, these are kind of the teams I expected to perform as well as they have. And, well, they've definitely made it. I talked about Helix Elite earlier. I haven't really talked as much about Midwest Mafia, but I definitely had these teams making the grand finals. No surprise to see them make it here as well, but the grand finals not too far ahead of us here are off base, and with Helix Elite having been as dominant as they were over an ODU team that was definitely a front runner, things are going to be very tough for them here. But I mean, we're talking about a match to define a tournament. The grand finals usually is the match to do it. This definitely feels like a match to define the tournament. Our two best teams as well overall, and they're here right in the match that decides everything.
It's just going to be an absolute golden opportunity. Both these teams, not, as you said, a surprise to be here, but still going to be tough. Got to figure out which team is going to take it, because only one can be your champions here in the Catalyst Cup.
Yeah, the only one can be. So as we look at our bracket here and we see who has made it to the grand finals and what has happened so far today, we're only one match away from determining who will take the whole thing. For now, we are going to go to a break, though, and set things up for the grand finals. It's SP Helix Elite, Midwest Mafia Henchmen. We'll be back very soon with the last match of the night to determine who takes first place.
catching diamonds in the rain, letting precious water through the drain. Stars were dancing in their light, paths that we could never ride. Oh, they were dancing way up high. We built these walls so we could find who could prove themselves through the waves of time. We're trying to repent before you sin. It's like giving up before you begin. Stars were dancing in their light, paths that we could never ride. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their light, future we will never ride. Dirt on our feet was bone dry, it was bone dry.
The grand finals are here. 2 teams remain, and as mentioned before, this is a match to the final bracket. Midwest Mafia Henchmen, Solus Path, Helix Elites for one org. Midwest Mafia, they haven't won since Season 3. For SP, for Solus Path, they've not won at all and are looking for their first victory as an organization. But this is it here. Look at what we've seen tonight. And, to say this as well, we mentioned before Araufbeastrl, but I'm not surprised to see that these are the 2 teams that make it, the 2 best teams tonight. Really the 2 best teams in this entire bracket. They've had to go through some pretty tough battles, but they've made it here. They deserve this moment, and now only one of these teams will get to win the entire thing.
Yeah, and here's the interesting thing for Midwest Mafia, just an absolute SP gauntlet on that side of the bracket, able to not have to face SP Ethereal, but eventually had to go against SP Synergy, able to handle them pretty well as we saw in the semifinals here. But now the biggest challenge could be SP Helix Elite, another team that we saw to make the grand finals tonight.
Yeah, definitely a team you said to make the grand finals. That's had their fun on their side of the bracket with Zach Vexel, a team with Yeri, Roxy, as well as Hex. They've definitely had at least on paper, it seems like, I feel like they've had a tougher night than Midwest Mafia, and yet they've actually been able to perform a whole lot better. It feels like they're coming in this thing a lot more warm, but we'll have to just see how things form for them. For Yeri especially, he's been a team leader all throughout the regular season. He's been a player that's really been able to lead this offense. So pay attention to Yeri. He's got a lot of goals, a lot of plays. He's got, I think, 24 goals a season, by far the most, 5 more than second place. So if we're talking about offense, this is the guy to watch out for. Yeri, number 1 in goals and number 10 in accuracy. He's also up there in assists as well. So watch out for Yeri. If there's anyone to be scoring, it would be Yeri.
Yeah, and the biggest thing, too, from the Midwest Mafia Henchmen, we saw that a little bit more towards the semifinals there. Gambit and Saku working pretty well there. Gambit coming in last minute as well in that Midwest Mafia series against SFG Nova, able to come in at Game 7, absolutely steal the series away, but got to play well as a team here. Can't forget the way that Fox plays. Fox able to be still a catalyst enough for the Midwest Mafia Henchmen, could be just enough to push them past SP Helix.
Well, we'll go right into our grand finals here as well. Here we go. Grand finals. One more best of 7 to define it, and this is for the championship. SP Helix Elite looking for the first win for Solus Path. Midwest Mafia looking for a win that they've been searching all season to keep their season undefeated throughout its entirety. The pressure is on them as Helix Elite already scoring. Roxy on the nets, and Helix Elite, I think they are favored based on rank, so they're the higher ranked team here. Not by much, but by a noticeable amount. That's something that Midwest Mafia Henchmen are going to have to deal with in this matchup.
Yeah, and Soulless Path, one way to start things off with a bang there. Absolutely what you want to see. We know Just Stock absolutely proud of each and every team that he sends up here in every single lead, and fortunately able to at least get one into the grand finals here can be an absolute accomplishment. But to be able to set your record here and be one of the best, you've got to win the grand finals, and both of these teams looking to do just that tonight, but only one can do it.
And apparently from Zach Vexel, Hex has actually been a true leader tonight as well, but 3 hat-tricks in both the series. So when you've got a guy who's scoring as much as Hex is, who's not really a goal scorer for this team, he hasn't been as active for them as some of the other players have, and he hasn't really been much of a goal scorer as much as the rest of this team has been. When you got someone like that who maybe has been a bit quieter this season, finding a lot of goals and a lot of big moments, you have a look at him to score as he does here. Helix Elite just... This is the most awkward we've seen Midwest Mafia Henchmen look tonight, and Helix Elite definitely getting their heads here. Roxy to Hex, and Hex has been scoring a lot. He continues to score here, and Helix Elite have no problem, at least so far, stomping Midwest Mafia Henchmen.
And almost another chance here, but Ooh, able to clear this away. Hex nearly keep it away, but Fox, thankfully, gotta get the finish up here. Midwest Mafia are here at least, able to get one here to keep it close.
Then it will just leave itself right in front, plant itself on the goal line. A bad touch, and for Midwest Mafia at least, for a game that maybe is a little bit more surprising for them. I remember hearing earlier from Fox before this ever happened, he definitely had his concerns on this SP Helix Elite team, on how high ranked they were, and for good reason. I think a lot of people had concerns for how high ranked this roster is, because again, they're higher ranked than I think anybody else in this bracket. Definitely a team to be worried about just due to their rank level. And, well, that's not the only thing to be concerned about. Roxy's getting some demos, and Midwest Mafia definitely getting their work cut out for them here, as Roxy to the back wall will be blocked by Saku. Hex, Fox will drive this one away as it's up for Roxy, and Gambit to clear. Midwest Mafia definitely having to kind of pay attention right now, as that defense hasn't really been touched all much for SB Helix Elite. For Midwest Mafia, they might have to rely more on counterattacks, because so far they've really not been able to stay up the field for very long.
Yeah, SP being definitely a good teammate here, and Saku does convert this one to get the equalizer. SP Helix Elite got to lock in a little bit, had a good start, but Midwest Mafia are here to compete here in the grand finals, wanting to earn their championship here. But you got to keep on going. Midwest Mafia got a long way to go. They want to get a championship trophy here in Season 6.
Gambit will be kept away by Hex, as up goes Fox, and it will be pinched to the midfield. Gambit again off that corner will not be easily read here by Roxy, and Midwest Mafia, who's now been able to tie this game, will need to add a couple more goals. So far, though, all the goals have come from mistakes out of SB Helix Elite. You can't exactly rely on mistakes to win you matches. You can rely on them to help you get back into them, though, and Midwest Mafia, I want to see them really make their own offense right now. They've really been heavily clearing the ball, and Helix Elite has had no problem handling that, but they gotta be careful here. That's on the goal line, and it's kept away just barely. Follow-up shots kept out. Here goes Saku. Yuri gets up to it. Roxy to clear, and Midwest Mafia Henchmen, we need them to create their offense. That is a good showing for a team that has really not had much to show for upfield so far in the grand finals.
Yeah, you would have thought for sure they would have been able to capitalize on that one. Nobody really had boosts on the side of Soulless Path. They had the pressure against them, had everything, and somehow, some way, Soulless Path do survive. They may just get one. They will get one. And Hex gonna give them the lead back here.
Yeah, and I think a bump on Fox as well. Roxy, no, he didn't bump Fox. He just forced him out of the way here. Fox wasn't ready for the pinch to go that far. And we've seen a couple times Fox push up out of his net and get caught on it. We saw it a couple times at the quarterfinals, so to see it here, this is not a team you want to do it against, especially with how fast Helix Elite is playing. This team is speedy, definitely faster than anyone else we've seen so far tonight, and I think for Midwest Mafia, they weren't exactly ready for this. They are definitely a team that wasn't ready for this. Oh, what a shot, though, Gambit. That is beautiful, and Roxy stands no chance, tied it free, and I mean, for what they've had to face so far, we've seen a complete playstyle change for Midwest Mafia Henchmen, and it has been perfect.
And just look how much Soulless Path was stretched out there. You saw almost nobody back. You had one, but you had no boost. Couldn't really do much. Had to get the pre-jump. Unfortunately, can't even speak up to this point. Just a little bit shocking with the way that this game's going so far. Just so back and forth. Midwest Mafia managing to be able to continue to try and get that out of their net. Able to build the pressure back up. Still in control here. Hex, gotta be careful. Does find the clear.
So far tonight, though, for Helix Elite, they've always lost at least one game in every single series, and a lot of times it seems like it might have been earlier in their series when they're learning their opponents and adapted playstyle. You remember NBA Neon yesterday after they won, talked about how they were an adaptive team. So often we see that kind of adaptivity of teams to really be what can set you apart. Helix Elite may be starting to learn a little bit more here, but Midwest Mafia likewise making their own adjustments. And for a game as high level as this, you can see why both these teams are clearly the top two in this bracket. This is some very high level action, definitely what these teams have been preparing for all season. And now in the grand finals, they look to make how this shows, to make this one show up for them as inside the final minute. Midwest Mafia Henchmen looking for one last good play. Helix Elite just looking to keep the offense going. Clearly tonight's going to be a defensive battle for Midwest Mafia. If they're going to win this thing, it's going to be based on their defense. They've got to rely on it to be consistent. With time running out, they're on their own half, and I gotta make sure that defense stays consistent as Helix Elite looking to end it here with one last beautiful opportunity, and it might be this one. Oh, it's just wide, hit the post and stays out. Yeah, Henchmen get away with it.
And Henchmen still gotta be careful here. SP Helix Elite still bringing the pressure. Could be a shot, will be a goal. Yuri able to bring it across and give them the lead back here. And what a setup this was. Hex, what a 50 into the midfield to get it over to Yuri.
And it will make things just a little bit easier. With 9 seconds left, SP Helix Elite may have just taken the game there. Oh, they gotta be careful though. We see a ball upfield and Gambit. Oh, what a shot he had! Saku though, I'm surprised he didn't pass that one. Fox will go again. That is not odd, and Yuri with a recovery to get across the goal and keep it out. Game 1 will go to Soulless Path, one step closer to winning the tournament.
And the biggest thing out of Midwest Mafia Henchmen to keep in mind, that was such a good game out of them. Don't get discouraged with the way that game went. Maybe a few mistakes out of Soulless Path that probably shouldn't have went their way, but still extremely solid gameplay for them. I can see them possibly forcing Soulless Path to go to distance here in the grand finals.
Definitely, and it really comes down to if Henchmen can get a lead. Because we see the way they're scoring right now against SP Helix Elite is they're throwing the ball upfield, catching Helix when they only have one player back. They're gonna have to do a lot of that though if they're gonna get goals. But the nice thing about Henchmen is they can adapt, they can make adjustments. Here's where they have to do it. Here's where they have to show it, and if they can keep it up in game 2, as you said, this could be a match that really goes the distance.
But here we go, game 2, a little bit ready to go here. Midwest Mafia going to be a little bit interesting to see how they adjust. We know it was pretty close here, but Soulless Path could very well go into game 2 with a little bit more confidence, knowing that if they keep this pressure up, they could take the series.
Ball standing in the midfield. The match continues here, and SP Helix Elite were able to stomp ODU. Now looking to get themselves a good start, but Midwest Mafia will take it here. I think this is their first lead of the series, and well, now that they have the advantage, it's time for them to see if they can keep it.
And that's such a smart play from Saku there. Just immediately knew getting the cheat there going to work out. Luckily, it did. And it pays off here. Gives them the lead. In Soulless Path, got to think about how they want to go to this game. Not even 2 seconds in. Now already down.
Saku to the corner. Fox to jump in. It will be the ball continuing to move now as it's Roxy. And Yeri and just nobody back. Midwest Mafia Henchmen made this one way too easy. And it all comes down to Gambit. That's not a good challenge there. You should have never gone. And Helix Elite, for all the tough goals they've had to score so far in this grand finals, that will not be one of them.
Yeah, and you just can't get too greedy here. You know you have the lead, you know you have a chance, but you are the last man back, as you say. You got to be careful. Don't want to outstretch yourself there. You had the boost, but Gambit just forcing him himself up just a little bit too much. Midwest Mafia now having to deal with a equalized game here. Could be a shot, almost was a goal, but thankfully Midwest Mafia able to still stay in this one, but so is Path keeping the pressure up.
Saku to clear. We'll have Yere, who he's going to chase down, and Gambit to flip this one into the sky. Yere, Fox. It'll be Hex who will hold on to it as a play across. It's Saku. And it is kept up. And it is Saku who will... Oh, what a strike! I didn't think he had that one, but that is a beautiful shot. A little pump fake, and then he flips it to the top of the goal. Saku will score his second goal of the game, give Midwest Mafia a lead that they so desperately needed.
Yeah, throw Roxy in the whirlwind. Didn't even expect it to go that high. You knew the shot was coming, but just such intelligence there from Saku, who's up again, looking for another play, almost having that one, but Yuri able to deny and keep that one out.
Fox now, this one will be saved away. Hex to Yere. Fox. Saku to the back. It's Roxy, and double commit here as Hex jumped in as well. Midwest Mafia really pushed themselves up here, though. This is going to be some room that Yere can work with, as Fox has it. Hex midfield. Gambit's a clear. Roxy. Gambit. Oh, it should be. Oh, it won't be. That was an open net. Again, Midwest Mafia catching SB Helix Elite, overcommitting. That could have been 3-1, and if they were able to get a 2-goal lead over SB Helix Elite, no matter how good SB Helix Elite is, that is a tough lead to come back from.
Yeah, and you've got to think about just the mistakes that's coming out of Solo's Path here. Just find a way to keep capitalizing on it. The way that they've been playing, it's so solid. You want to make sure you keep things close. If not, you may very well see Solo's Path coming back and taking this series by storm.
Held by Saku. Kept in the corner. Midwest Mafia. They know that this 1-goal lead may not stand for very much longer. And Saku looking to drive it up the field. Trying to get a bump on Roxy. Gambit can't challenge this. And they'll make the right decision there to turn back. But Solus Path still. Oh, what a great move from Yeri. We'll at least see Saku out of the play. As it's pinched to the side. Hex will have this one. He's been a top goal scorer tonight. Gambit, though, and Fox jumping in. SB, they really could have done a lot there. Instead, they're still on defense, and Saku can shoot. Not much on that one. Yuri has it and clears it, and now can go down the field with it. On target. Gambit the save again. Fox jumps up. The rotation's falling apart, and Fox, who's got to be careful here not to, get in the way of his teammates, double committing with them. You can tell the pressure in the face getting to him right now. This Midwest Mafia team really needs Fox to stay on the same page.
Yeah, I was getting bumped off the play on that one. You got to be careful of the boost. Starting to get stretched out a little bit by Midwest Mafia. SP starting to build some pressure here, but got to keep on going. Got to find a way to keep Midwest Mafia from trying to get any bit of pressure. Does get cleared downfield, and Yuri got to take his time here to try and reset the play. Gambit, though, ready to make the challenge. Could be opportunity, but Fox too far away to make much of a play as Yuri brings it to the backboard. Gets denied by Saku on the backboard here.
Oh, this could be a free shot. Roxy. Hex! So it's a miss. Saku will get to it, and with a minute to go now, SB Elite's got to pick up the pace, got to pick up the pressure. Yere. Just one touch. Gambit will get to it, and Fox now on very little boost. Hasn't had much all game to work with. We'll just send it away, give himself some time. Hex missed on it. Gambit, he might just jump for this, and well, he won't get the shot, but he will at least make things a little easier. Fox all alone. He will jump, though, an early play. Saku back to Fox. This one is into the net. A tiki-taka 1-2-1, and Midwest Mafia take insurance with 47 ticks of the clock to go.
It's so unfortunate for Roxy, just pushing up a little bit too far. It's a great read there from Saku. You can tell he knew he had no opportunity to get the shot. So I'd take the pass option instead, and it works out beautifully. Fox able to come in, get it past Roxy.
Time still here for SB Helix Elite, and that mistake's not going to help Midwest Mafia at all. They will eventually, though, get away with this as it's Saku again. The net is in front. He'll flip it towards, and now Yere jumping in. Hex is there as well, but they'll recover. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter. They've got to get down the field, and that's just not coming easily here against MWM. Roxy. Gambit. Not made. Fox is just waiting behind. He'll be bumped out, but Yuri will have it. Time running out, though, and Gambit's going to just slow this one down. Gets through Yuri, still with it now, chased down by Hex. No shot on the end of this, and SP Helix Elite will drop the game. Midwest Mafia Henchmen, again, defensive, but this one a lot better. They scored first, and then they shut down Helix Elite from there on out. The offense couldn't be made for SP, and Midwest Mafia now will turn this best of 7 into a best of 5.
Yeah, absolutely amazing here from the Midwest Mafia Henchmen. Got to be a little bit careful if you are SP Helix Elite. Got some of the bumps there from the Henchmen, but still very plausible, very doable. If you can find a way to make the adjustment, Henchmen made the adjustment they needed. It worked. SP Helix Elite could do the very same thing here going into Game 3.
The biggest concern I have right now for Midwest Mafia is going to be Fox. He looked kind of out of place in that game. He multiple times saw him double commit, saw him lose that rotation. They better make sure they get Fox on the same page, because if they don't, I don't think this kind of performance from Helix is likely to repeat itself. You got to make sure that Fox gets involved a little bit more, that Fox is feeling a little bit more comfortable. I think Fox played scared that game, and if SP Elite picks up on that, there's going to be a lot of room between that midfield line and the defensive line when Fox is the last one back that they can really jump for.
And here's the biggest thing to think about too for SP Helix Elite. Didn't see too many opportunities there from them that they were able to capitalize on. They did have a couple of shots on that could have went the right way, but still not a lot of firepower that we saw that we were used to out of that Game 1. But hopefully Game 3 might be a different story. Here we go. DFH Stadium now underway.
SP Helix Elite now with the task of finding a way to recover, to rebound against the Midwest Mafia Henchmen. That offense is going to be the first step in that recovery, and probably the major step in that recovery. Can they get their goal scorers back in business? Roxy, well, he was looking for a teammate to be behind him there. Nobody wanted to be there. Midwest Mafia, well, they should have had a bit of an easier time getting this ball. Instead, it is still SP who have it, and Gambit will be forced to give it away to Hex. He's got a flip on this one and is going to chase it down. He won't get very far here, and no mechanical play for SP Helix Elite. I love the mechanics they're showing, but I want to see them keep it simple. A lot of solo efforts, a lot of mechanical plays. They just need to make sure they play consistently here. They don't need to do anything crazy. They don't need to do anything fancy. I want to see them go back to basics, go back to simple things, because they can do it well. And if they do it, and if they can do it better, that's what's going to win them the series, not the mechanical stuff.
And you can see it now, just a little bit more back and forth with these teams trying to adjust to each other, trying to get the mind games in, but fortunately not working in anybody's favor. Oh, Roxy about to get rocked on the demo there, luckily able to get out of the way. Hex still keeping up, and that is going to be redirected all the way back. Roxy all alone does get it back to the midfield, but got to keep it up. Fox just managed to get to the midfield, but it's another attempt here from Solus Path that Midwest Mafia now able to track down and clear away.
Yeah, a lot of clears here for MWM. I want to see them control. I want to see those passes being made, because we can tell SP Helix Elite have no problem handling those clears, but they will have a problem handling this. Soccer! All alone and with the net in front. He has not missed much tonight, and he won't do it here in the grand finals.
And you saw this from Saka. There's the immediate moment he saw where the ball was, had to look and see where the defenders were, realized nobody was there. It's just the most open shot you're going to get, especially catastrophic now that you're in the grand finals. Solus Path got to start cleaning things up if they want a chance to become champions tonight. And oh my, Hex almost putting that one on target.
Yeah, and boy, it would be a scary sign if Hex was able to put it on target. He's been, well, apparently he's been lethal in his last couple of matches. But for SP Helix Elite, definitely having to handle the Midwest Mafia side, who definitely knows how to play those challenges. You can tell they've clearly been preparing for this team. This is a very different looking Midwest Mafia than we have seen all night. Usually a team that is more willing to play upfield, willing to just sit themselves upfield. You can tell now taking a much further back posturing, more heavy on the clears, more heavy on counterattacks. It's working, but what an audible to think that they'd make a complete change. That's how scary this SP Helix team has been. For a team like Midwest Mafia to make a playstyle change just for this roster, to be prepared just for what this team can bring. It tells you just how much SP Helix has been on their mind, how much it's been on the minds of everyone, how good this team can be on offense.
And it's not just the offense, it's the defense there. You saw there 2 close calls there in the poster, hitting the crossbar that narrowly could have been another one for the board on the side of the Henchmen, but fortunately, might be one here, but Yuri just not there in time, not close enough to make much of the play.
The boost still hasn't really been able to be won here by SBS. This should be an open net for Yuri, and it will be. They've not really been able to win the boost, but it won't matter on this one. A dunk for Roxy and Aaron play up. Sorry, a dunk actually for Hex and Aaron touch off the post, and not read by Midwest Mafia. SB Helix Elites, who are starved of goals, that's for certain, will break through on this one. A little fortune, but they won't complain at all.
Yeah, just absolutely perfect. Just trying to draw out the defense. That's all you gotta do for the Henchmen. Just force them to try and commit, get them out of there. This was worked before. It's the mistakes that we saw a little bit in game one that saw us path, and oh my, they're gonna get another one here and the lead. Fox not there in time as Yuri able to capitalize on the mistake here from Saku and the bump from Hex.
And it just doesn't help them up the kickoff. Low boost, not in position, not close enough to each other. This Midwest Mafia team definitely afraid of the kickoff because they spread themselves out off of it. And they play so high up on it too. That second round of the kickoff is almost always right behind the guy who's going for it. So if they don't win the kickoffs, if they lose it, they only have one person back and everybody else is still miles behind them. Definitely a scary position here for Midwest Mafia, but wait a second. Fox finds Saku, and Saku, it's wide open. He hasn't missed, and he won't miss. He didn't miss much last game. He won't miss here. He's tied the game at 2, and Helix Lee getting a bit overconfident. Make it all too easy for who I think right now has been the best shooter tonight for Midwest Mafia.
And this is interesting about this series so far. We see how good these teams are. Both of these teams having strokes of genius in all of their games that they've won so far, but you've got to be able to lock down on defense if you want to try and keep this one going. Solus Path just a little bit too out there, and they're stretched out yet again. Fuck! Finding the needle in the haystack there to keep this one going. Midwest Mafia gonna take the lead.
And it's the same thing over and over again. We're just seeing overcommits here for SB Helix Elite. They don't want to play defense. And it's a more literal thing. They don't want to play defense. They always seem to want to play upfield, take the chance to keep offense. They gotta realize this Midwest Mafia team's way too good to play that aggressively against. They're not afraid of SB Helix Elite, and they've made adjustments to that. They're playing more defensively. They're pulling in that last defender. They're letting them play aggressively because they know once they push everyone up, that net is wide open behind them. 4-2 now off the kickoff, 61 seconds, but it seems likely Midwest Mafia Henchmen are going to go up 2-1.
Yeah, you can look there. A little bit of the patience not exactly there from Solus Path. Gotta be careful for that. Gotta have your third man there almost at all times. Can't be too eager on the challenges. Yuri would get this one, but it is cleared away. Could be another shot. Whoa! Almost be on target. It's still close, but somehow Solus Path continues to survive. And they continue to bring it downfield, but Saku does cut it away. Keep it up for Midwest Mafia here.
Yeah, and well, I feel like the game plan here in this finals is rather simple for Midwest Mafia. As they're gonna have to get a defense here. This one off the back. Yuri has it under the bar. As soon as they went 2-on-2 and had that flick, you knew it was likely to be on target and be in a tough place to reach. Fox again just too far back. He's got to be willing to challenge a little bit earlier there, not let them set up the offense. Too much space given, and again Fox playing as defensively has been is going to be an issue. He's got to be willing to play up high. He's got to be willing to play aggressively as a fake kickoff now. SB Helix Elite will get possession, but with everybody upfield, no one back to defend. Midwest Mafia upfield, up on offense, another shot and another play to hold down the moves. Saku up the corner, 10 seconds left. It's Fox not on target. Roxy won't hold. Gambit now just waiting, flicking. It's Roxy. Won't have this one. 2 seconds left, but a 2-goal lead. Midwest Mafia should secure the game there.
And such amazing mind games from Gambit. You saw that. You have the fake from him, forcing one to come in. Last person there gonna be Roxy, and even he, you got to be careful, because if you don't get the right touch, especially with how tough of a shot that was to defend, you're not gonna keep that one in. Midwest Mafia gonna come across with game 3 and the series lead.
I think the game plan tonight for Midwest Mafia, at least in this series, has been play fundamentals, play a standard game, play a simple play style, and let SB Helix Elite self-destruct. They're just playing Rocket League here, letting SB Helix sort of make their own mistakes. You can tell the federation for SB Helix Elite, not there. There's a team full of very high-ranked players, very mechanical players, but the chemistry and the, simple part of the game isn't there for them right now. Midwest Mafia has it down, and in a battle of, fundamentals versus mechanics, fundamentals wins like 99 times out of 100.
Yeah, and we are going to get a timeout here from SP Helix. Going to need a little bit of a breather to figure things out. Hopefully, pull down a little bit on the aggression, try and figure things out. But hopefully, things do begin to look up here from this point on from SP Helix Elite.
Yeah, unfortunately, no 3-0 lead here for Midwest Mafia and their fans, but I mean, a 3-1 lead still quite impressive, and against the team that they mentioned before this tournament, before this final bracket that they were concerned about, a team that they absolutely have been preparing for. It's definitely showing here. Yuri with 3 goals, by the way, on 5 shots. Again, starting to try to lead his team on shooting. He's been a top-tier player tonight, but again, against the fundamentals of Midwest Mafia, it's tough to manage to win a tournament when you don't have the fundamentals down. They got a tactical timeout, an extra minute, but that extra minute isn't going to fix the fundamentals issue. They got to make sure they just calm themselves down, take a breather, take a moment, and just, get back into this game and hope that they don't make those same rotational mistakes.
Yeah, just keep everything calm. As long as you play the Rocket League, you can play. You can beat these guys. If you are the higher ranked team here, you've got to prove it. You've got to prove that you know what you're doing. And so far, Mafia just able to take control of everything, just proving that intelligence is just a little bit better than absolute firepower.
Yeah, it has been here, and so too will be the fundamentals, but this should slow them down just a little bit more and make things just a little bit more difficult for themselves. As this tactical timeout's coming into its final seconds, I think this isn't going to be much of a playstyle change for Helix Elite. It's just going to be more so of a mentality switch, a mentality reset for them. Because I think their playstyle honestly is one that can win. It just comes down to if they mentally can kind of put those kind of losses behind them, can put their mistakes behind them.
Yeah, it's just got to have the consistency to go into this game 4. Find a way to continue to do what you know you can do. Just fix up a couple of the issues that you're starting to see across all the games so far. But overall, could see this series go the distance if SP Helix Elite can continue to patch up what they need to get done.
All right, yeah. And as we are getting a technical issue here for one of the teams, we'll wait a little bit longer for them to show up. But SPS Elite now down in the series. The first time tonight they've been really faced. I think this is the toughest team they faced all night, and definitely a tough matchup they've had on it. The first time a team's taken 2 games off of them, and especially 2 games in a row like this. And with the way that Midwest Mafia's played, I will say, one of the things I liked about last game a little bit better was Fox. Even though it still felt like he played a little too far back at times, you can see he got a lot more involved early in the game. More of that from Fox, more involvement from everyone. It's a team game after all, and you're going to have more wins on your hands.
Yeah, and as you were saying there, not really much of a challenge for SP Helix so far. You have 2 series they played tonight, but they have only dropped a total of 2 games. But yet here in the Grand Finals, they've already dropped 2 in just 1 series.
As we'll get them back in, I think it's just a quick moment here with a technical issue. Maybe one of the players having a slight disconnect. Maybe they're going for a card change. We'll get them in just a moment here. But again, I'm looking forward to this one here. As they're ready. Whatever issues they had, it's been fixed for SP Helix Elite and Midwest Mafia Henchmen. They're back in. And for Helix Elite, they better hope that they've been able to make that adjustment that they need to. Again, I think it's more of a mental adjustment than anything else. Here we go. We're into game number 4, and Midwest Mafia can take match point here, can take tournament point here. With the way they've been playing, they just got to keep those rotations up. They got to keep their defense stout. They got to keep forcing the SP Helix Elite into those overcommits. If they can do that, this game 4 is as good as theirs.
And here we are, SP Helix already starting a little bit more comfortable to begin things off here. Saku just having to throw this away, and not the touch I think Roxy might have won a bit. Almost worked out. Hex almost getting there. Luckily, Fox was able to clear it away, but oh my goodness, the pressure gonna collapse here for the Henchmen here. Solace Path Helix Elite able to find one to start things off here in game 4.
Yeah, and what an odd decision here for Fox. I have no clue why Fox's first thought there on defense after making that save was to immediately leave the net. You never do that on defense. You never do that after you make a save, because it's almost certain that another shot's likely to follow. A bad decision for Fox, and Helix Elite a lead that they're going to look to keep as Gambit. Second touch won't make it as it's off the corner now. Hex to keep it away, and Gambit, he's nowhere to be found. This is wide open, and 2-0. What happened to Midwest Mafia Henchmen? It's completely different.
It looked like they turn around, try to adjust a little bit, try to predict what may come out of Solace Path here. Usually, when you call a timeout, you think about what you've got to change about your gameplay. They haven't changed really much here, just solidified the little things that went wrong, try to keep the rotations in check, and it's worked so far.
Defensively, so far, it's been good enough for SB Helix Elites. The question will be if that defense can stay that way. Midwest Mafia Henchmen are likely to make some more adjustments now after what they've seen at sort of this game. Gambit will, I think, try to leave the boost there. No one to take it as Saku, played by Yeri. Fox with a very slow a jump for it. And Saku, who really needed that touch. Oh, it's somehow gone back to him here. Bit of a miss now off the back wall. It is Fox. It's a drop down. It is for Gambit. Well, they won't need it. It bounces in anyways. Fox scores. It's 1 goal back for MWM.
I do not know how this went in. You know, Fox just tried to take a shot in the dark. Luckily, it works. Found a way to get off the ceiling and bounce right back in perfectly. Yuri just unfortunately had to sit there, 0 boost. Watch it go in. Solace Path, a little bit more scary now that they know that the Henchmen can stay in this game and keep things close, keep things competitive as the series goes on.
Those quick attacks are going to be the difference here for MWM Henchmen. They have scored off of one so far. They've really had most of their goals off of these quick plays up on offenses. That's not going to be a quick play that they'll like there. Gambit, maybe a bit eager to jump on that play from Saku. Fox really doesn't have a lot of room to work with, but will at least force them all up. And Saku, I'm surprised he doesn't have that shot. Gambit, Hex, Fox, to take it up the corner. Yari's gonna be careful. He's getting moved, and this one, oh, it's off the post. It's still in front. It's everybody jumping in, collisions flying, but the ball stays out. Helix Elite will escape on defense for this play as Saku to Gambit. Gambit towards the net. He has 2 to jump on him. Yuri with the block. Fox now waiting for Roxy. Will not beat him as here goes Hex to take over Saku. Gambit. Saku. And SB Helix lead again on defense. Midwest Mafia holding the play upfield. I don't know if they're going to get a lot of goals from this, but at the very least, they're making it awkward. Fox, save, Gambit, no shot defending. 2-2, the comeback has been made.
And this is what we keep talking about with Helix Elite. You've got to keep locked down on defense. They got the save at first, but you've got to find a better clear to get yourself out of that situation. Fortunately, Henchmen just able to capitalize off of yet another mistake, and they will capitalize off a kickoff goal here for the Henchmen.
Yeah, just the fundamentals right now that are costing SB Helix Elite. That one on the kickoff, and you got to think for SB Helix Elite again. It's just the fundamentals that are hurting them here. The rotations, the clears, you said the simple things. That's what's hurting them right now. That's why Midwest Mafia Henchmen have this lead. Helix Elite may have a great offense, but a great offense is only half of your game. And oh, what a pinch! That was created from Saku and Fox. No other place to put it than in the back of the net. Saku. We were talking beforehand about how much of a leader Saku and Gambit have been. Saku really coming into his own here in the grand finals, especially since leaders need to emerge when you've got teams this good and this close to each other.
And here's yet another thing about Solace Path. This is just another mistake you had. You saw the rotations, you saw the aggression. It works so well when you're on offense, but you can't be that eager when you're on defense. It makes you in situations almost like this where Midwest Mafia can just keep capitalizing, just keep forcing the issue, and able to get back on rotation when they need to and hold that midfield line.
Yeah, that's the issue right now, and down by 2 with 2 minutes left. Helix Elite better try to make a move quickly. They will. Off the corner to Hex, and I don't know if Hex pre-jumped this. I don't think he did, but he was up quite quickly. He knew exactly where that was heading, and he had a good idea that Gambit wasn't going to get there. He would be right, and well, he didn't miss his options. 1 goal back in it. Helix Elite are not out.
Yeah, still a long way to go, though. You have just a little bit under 2 minutes left, and you've got to be careful. Roxy, oh my, really beating on that one. Saku just trying to keep things under control. Midwest Mafia just continuing to keep things solidified. Saku, somehow Hex really get around him, but Fox right back into it. Roxy try to keep it up, gonna leave it for Yuri, but it's right back to no man's land. Hex gonna try to keep this forward, gonna fake it. It's low, but it's away.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff you expect on 1v1s. Everybody's so eager, and yet you see the calm from Midwest Mafia. No jump, no, not even really much of a hesitation, just playing it smart, playing calm, playing their style. For a game like this, it's been much less defensive out of Midwest Mafia Henchmen, and yet still just as successful. A minute left now. 1 goal up. They'd love to have a 5th one. Just go up by 2. Make it much more unreachable here for SP Helix lead, but they'll find the pass. They'll find Jerry, and he'll leave it up for Roxy. Nothing here. Gambit waits in the corner as Saku to jump in. Boost in favor of SP Helix lead, but not the ball, and it is sent to the back wall. Yuri missed. Gambit stopped by Hex. Here goes Fox. He'll just flip it in towards the goal. Yuri to keep it away. Roxy without enough to work with. A bump will mean it's Gambit who's next to it. 30 seconds left and counting. Yuri out of position. Hex out of position. Everybody from SP Helix Elite is just floundering in front of the net. Saku can't put it on. He'll take that boost in the back corner as it's pinched by Gambit. Yuri. Gambit. Midfield got bumped while he was at it. Saku missed on this one. Fox the one back. Roxy up. The pass. The shot. And Henchmen got caught, and Yuri comes in for the rescue.
They got their hand caught in the cookie jar here. You saw how pinned down Solus Path was there, but just one good little clear is all you need, and Solus Path took the opportunity they saw and they ran with it, and fortunately worked out for them. May just force overtime unless they keep the pressure going close, but it's going to be touching the ground here. Almost a goal there with a couple extra seconds on the clock, but we do indeed get overtime here in game 4.
And it will be an important one here. Match point for Midwest Mafia Henchmen if they can take it. SP Helix lead has been definitely a major pain for a lot of teams this bracket, and they've kind of been the villains so far in this tournament, if you will. They've kind of adopted that role. Now they look to... Now Midwest Mafia Henchmen would feel oh so satisfied if they can get the win here, and what is proving to be quite the close matchup, although that's a mistake from Saku. That'll definitely have him cowering back in fear. Oh, he's been demoed as well. Helix Elite, though, sent a lot of players up for this. Fox, Gambit, everybody back for Solus Path, but the shot's well struck. Yuri, again, who's been, again, continuing to try to lead his team, will now leave it in the midfield. Gambit, Fox, nobody back. SP, oh, they won't need to worry. Fox made a big mess out of it. He wasn't ready. The shot's still wide. Midwest Mafia hold themselves upfield, but I mean, that was an open chance. A miss! Block save! Gambit! Blocked as well! Saku keeps it airborne. Gambit trying to keep it alive, but Midwest Mafia will have to go back, get some boost, and try again.
And so as you can see, they were so lucky in that play. Midwest Mafia had so many opportunities, but they just couldn't capitalize. They may hear Gambit having to go up, gotta dodge the bump, but fortunately, everybody back on the defensive line, but Saku still bringing it back. Yuri now in the air, chasing this one down. You have Fox up, but the 50 won't go as far as the midfield as Gambit able to recollect, keep this one going. Great save out of Hex. Gonna keep this one equalized in overtime.
Fox upfield, it's Yuri again. Saku waiting, he's been a big-time playmaker, but somebody's gonna make that move here. Yuri, Hex, stopped by Saku. Now Gambit, Saku, one-on-one, Saku! Denied, and Fox whipped it! Oh my goodness! The last thing you want to happen! Yuri missed it! An open net! How did Yuri miss that one? It'll go back, but it won't beat Gambit. We should be talking about a tied series. Instead, Yuri got a little too comfortable, and I don't know what made him think he needed to go for a double tap there. There was nobody back. Fox gave him an open net. Midwest Mafia don't deserve to be in here, but man, they're going to make the most of it if they can.
Yeah, Solus Path, so many opportunities to end this, even the series, but that's what you've got to do. If you want to be champions, you have to capitalize on the opportunities you get. Solus Path not doing that, and here we are still in overtime now, approaching 3 minutes of it. It'll be very interesting to see how Injustice, another shot, save from Yuri. Fox gonna demo one, but Solus Path barely continuing to escape off the skin of their teeth.
Oh, what a block, Saku! That was an incredible flip reset. Yuri, really the one who's making the most happen on offense right now for Solus Path. I feel like the rest of the players are getting a bit nervous here, as is Midwest Mafia. But someone's gonna find that goal to clinch it. Roxy, Saku, kept in by Gambit. Saku, off the back will have a player in midfield. It is a bouncer for Fox. He's got this one, an unlikely hero. The shot will be blocked, and another go for commit here. Mafia got to be careful not to do that. They got caught in it earlier, and it should have been in. They'll go back again for defense, but not for long. It's Fox. Not blocked by Hex. He'll still have it. Infield pass off the post. Game it! And in 3.5 minutes, Midwest Mafia with the 9th goal of the game, and the goal to end it. 3-1. Match point is theirs.
Yeah, and you can see Hex wanted that one so badly, had the read, but just narrowly missing it. Just not enough. And going into game 5, Soulless Path have to rethink how they want to go into this one. Still, a few mistakes we're seeing earlier, but a little bit more solid up to this point now.
After having used their tactical timeout, definitely a better performance here from Helix Elite, and one that they should have won. You think about that overtime, you think about the missed chance there for Yere. Definitely one of their top players this season with 7 saves in this game. Yet, for Helix Elite, when it came down to the shot, they missed the open nets and they will not get it back. That's going to haunt Yere if they don't win this series. That's going to haunt them for a while, because that should have been in. Realistically, it should have been, and now I gotta forget about it ever happened, because it's match point against them, and Midwest Mafia Henchmen definitely have them in trouble.
Yeah, and we're gonna see a little bit of a substitution here for Helix Elite as well. Cammy gonna come in here for Roxy, see how they make the adjustment here, figure out what might work, because right now this team's just not finding a way to click. They are getting the opportunities, but it's just a capitalization here, just a defense, just no way for them to truly be able to come in here and strike.
Yeah, and with game 5 only moments away from us here, an interesting call for Helix Elite. I mean, we saw Midwest Mafia do it earlier to great success. Helix Elite, I don't think it's an issue with Roxy's playstyle. I think it's more so just they need to change something. I think this team's in their heads, and after an overtime loss like that, it's very tough not to feel like you don't deserve it. So I think for them, they're just in their heads. They need a new player, need a new fresh mind, and need a new outlook on this series. And well, one of the best ways to do it is to have new players.
And here we go. Aquadome ready to go. See how Soulless Path with this substitution will find a way to try and shake things up a little bit against the Henchmen. Henchmen do have a 3-1 series lead so far. They win this, and they are your Catalyst Cup champions. But Soulless Path, Helix Elite, still in this one, still have the opportunity to play spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, this is not over just yet. With how close these games have been and how good Helix Elite is, that comeback is not an unlikely possibility for them here. They can do it, and especially now with the slightly different team, they have the ability to do it, but this is not a good start for them. Yeri missing it, and Hex still one back. It's 3-on-1, and man, was able to get out of that one with by the skin of his teeth. Now Kami chasing the demo. X behind, the rotation just not there for Helix Elite, and those demos won't really make much of a difference for them. If they were a little bit closer, if they had those rotations, if they had that ability to follow each other, that would have been a great play on offense, but again, not on the same page, not able to do the fundamentals, and not able to get a goal on what could have been a much better play had they pushed up a little bit higher and a little bit closer.
Yeah, and Soulless Path trying to get right back into this one. That's gonna go right to Fox on 1v1. Hex, oh, this could be dangerous, but fortunately, the 50 does work out. It may continue to go into Soulless Path's favor. Yuri nearly escaping with the skin of his teeth there, but Soulless Path gotta be careful here. Now back on defense. Cammy trying to get this away. It's still pressure upon pressure on the orange half. And they finally find the breakaway. Could be a chance here for Soulless Path.
Yeah, as you said, Kami subbing in, trying to make the difference. So far, he hasn't really been all that active. Definitely feels like he's just trying to warm up right now. Usually a lot of times subs coming in the matches don't have that warm up like the other players do. Often means you need a game or so to get used to things, and I think that's what Kami's doing right here. But if his teammates can hold it down for a little bit, give Kami time to warm up, maybe he can make the difference here. The dribble, Saku will be stopped there as it's Kami. Gambit with Fox upfield. It's a fake! Oh, it's beautiful! Gambit taking axles, and it's a 1-goal lead.
And just look at the bump here from Fox here too. Yuri was back, but the bump gonna force the way to make the fake work there, and Mafia just gonna make it absolutely even harder for Soulless Path to come back. After that game 1, they have the ability to try and strike here. Oh, this will be another goal for the Henchmen.
Little fortune for Saku, but for a player that's been playing like he has tonight, I'm not too surprised. Again, that rotation. Kami pushing up and Roxy pushing back. Not on the same page, not able to read it. And boy, this is going to be really annoying here for SB Helix lead, but they got to come back 2 goals now. They've done it before, they'll have to do it again, and with their whole season resting on this series, the grand finals now in control for Midwest Mafia, 1 win away from taking the Catalyst Cup. The SB Helix Elite, who are looking for Solus Path's first win in ATS history. Well, now they're really on the back foot, really facing the pressure, and well, they're going to have to do a lot to pull this one back, get into it, and try to create a comeback in this series from here.
Yeah, and the guy's starting to really haunt Solus Path here. Oh, this is another shot on target. Kami does keep it under control for 0 boost, but Gambit right back into this one, keeping this one close. Could be another opportunity here. Saku with a shot. Great way to deny that one from Hex.
Box midfield. Saku to the corner. Will be Hex now, as it's Saku who will take this one airborne. A little dribble. Saku trying to find a flip reset. Fox now off the bar, and oh, it's on the line. It doesn't go in, but it very nearly could have. SB Helix Elites maybe seeing their life flash before their eyes there. Hex now up the back. He'll drop it for a pass. Fox doing a great job at reading it. While everybody else is up for SB Helix Elite, nobody back again. They'll keep the ball upfield, but I gotta get into rotation now as Midwest Mafia kind of dig in for another siege.
It could be a shot. Oh, it'll be a goal from Yuri. The defense caught a little bit off guard with the hand in the cookie jar here. Fox just so unfortunate there. I think he did get bumped on that one. So not much he could do off of that goal there.
I don't even think even if he didn't get bumped, he would have gotten to that. So it was just that good of a shot from Yuri. And again, you can tell Yuri really trying to take over this series at this point. Being the kind of player that he is, being their highest goal scorer, I'm sure he's kind of blaming himself for his team's lack of offense this grand finals. Unfortunately, when players do that, it usually doesn't make things better. And now he's got to get back for defense. He'll do just that, but Barry, again, you can tell, trying to take over for his team, trying to do everything right now. It's not working, it won't work. He's got to find a way to get his teammates involved. With a minute to go, with the pressure on them, with Saku almost own goaling here. Midwest Mafia can take the tournament, but they just got to play good defense for a little bit longer.
There's still almost just about a minute left. Gambit can take it up, trying to get it with no boost, but fake, not going to work. Fox can be active here, and oh! Nobody there. Hex, last man back. He is beaten as well. Fox still trying to keep it close. Has a shot. Great way to keep that one out. Almost close. Hex forward up to Yuri. Yuri gotta find a way to get this one close. A little bit far off target. And it's a great clear from Fox. Midwest Mafia continuing to kill time. Yuri with a shot downfield. This is on target, but Gambit keep that one away.
Oh man, the nerves I'm sure they're feeling right now, Midwest Mafia, have got to be huge. 30 seconds left. Saku to Fox. Just need to keep this one going, but it's one-on-one. Hex on Gambit. He'll go for this one. And he gave up midway. He didn't like that effort. And instead he'll sit back and let his team try again. Yuri to the corner. Gambit's a clear. Midwest Mafia only seconds away from taking the tournament. Kami, Saku to block. It's Hex who waits back. SB Helix lead with one last chance to keep this series going. Kami bumped. This one will hit the floor. MWM Henchmen, Midwest Mafia, Catalyst Cup champs.
What a way to do it too, especially after a little bit of a rocky start. They're having to come back a little bit in the quarterfinals, but ever since then, they've just flown on through, taking every single team by storm.
And for Midwest Mafia, Henchmen coming in as that #1 overall seed. I remember hearing beforehand they talked about how scary this SB Helix Elite team was. 4-1 though, my goodness, they performed as they needed to. And with our bracket now fully set, Midwest Mafia Henchmen, a team that's been here for a while. All these players are at this point veterans in the league. We'll just have to see what happens here, but for them, big victory, big win, a big performance, and for now, well, it's their victory, and it feels like a well-deserved one for how long these players have been around. They finally get the win that they've been looking for.
Yeah, and definitely gotta give a lot of credit here to the way they've been playing. It was a little scary. You would have thought SB Helix Elite could have taken this one, but Midwest Mafia just playing patient, just forcing the plays out of Helix Elite, just being a little bit smarter on the plays, and that is eventually what got them where they are now, champions of the Season 6 Catalyst Cup.
Yeah, it definitely is here, as we're likely to get an interview here with MWM Henchmen. But man, tonight, this bracket really started off with a bang, some really close matches, but you can see by the end of this thing just the true difference between some of these teams. And really, the win here tonight from MWM Henchmen is a win on fundamentals here, Araufbeastrl. Nothing about it. This is not a fancy team. This is not a team that does anything super crazy. They just play fundamentals. They play a simple, fundamental style Rocket League, and they definitely did what they need to do. Fundamentals, keep it simple, keep it easy for themselves, and they won because of that.
Yeah, and you gotta love it. Like, Rocket League is usually such a hard game to play, but it's all on how hard you make it for yourself. Midwest Mafia Henchmen made it a little bit easier, just played with what they could do, just did what was simple, and simple usually works. And tonight, thankfully, it did work. It proved how effective it can be.
Yeah, it definitely is. Again, we're still trying to see if we can get an interview here with the MWM players. I don't know if they're just like busy celebrating, or not, but we'll hopefully get them. We'll hopefully get them back. We'll hopefully get them into the voice call here to chat with us for a little interview afterwards. We'll wait a little bit longer for them, but while that's happening again, we'll take another look at the bracket, and we'll talk to you about what's happening in the future as well. Because I mean, this is not the, as we are going to answer. By the way, they are going to join us for an interview. But while we wait at that, again, there's more events that happen later next weekend. Friday and Saturday, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is the Apex Cup Championship, so you don't want to miss that as well. I mean, it's the second top biggest division, and it's a bracket I'm eagerly awaiting.
Yeah, definitely. Always fun no matter what the bracket is, too. ATS got to be one of the funnest leagues to watch. You saw it tonight. You saw it last night as well with the Ascension Cup. The amount of Heartbreaker Rocket League that we saw both nights, just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, as we are going to get the MWM players in for a quick little interview afterwards. Joining us here is the MWM team. Welcome in as well, Fox. What a victory here! I mean, at this point, you guys are basically veterans of the league. You've been around for a while. Got to tell me kind of what's the feeling like to finally get that win after so many seasons of getting so close and yet not being able to take it.
The feeling's amazing. The team that we have assembled here with me, Saku, Orbit, and Gambit the vibe has been absolutely spectacular. We have we've enjoyed each other's company extremely well. Even when we were down, we had a little bit of struggles there in the first series. Even when we're down, nothing ever seems to get to us, and we build each other up, and it's been an absolute pleasure, and feels good to finally get a win.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch you guys play on stream. But one thing that was very noticeable to look at, especially in the grand finals, just how easily y'all were able to take care of business against SP Helix Elite. How much were y'all thinking about trying to keep things simple, trying to keep everything just under wraps against them?
Well, for us, we really emphasized communication. I have to give a shout out to Gambit. Honestly, this man is one of the chillest people that I possibly have ever known in the Rocket League scene. He is he keeps us grounded every time that something's happening, even like during the play while we're calming and everything's really intense. He's just making the small adjustments. He's always got great attitude. He always shows up when he needs to. So shout out to Gambit. He's the one that really kind of kept us level. And as for Saku, well, he's French Canadian. He's a firecracker. So.
Oh, that's all we need to know. He's French. Got it. That tells us why he's been playing so well tonight. But no, in all seriousness, again, you guys had a tough run there. You almost lost it in the quarterfinals. A very interesting decision to not go for the tactical timeout after Game 6 to make that change. Gambit's being subbed in for Game 7. Talk to me about that decision for this team, because that decision made the difference tonight.
Oh, that decision was actually Orbit. Orbit opted to hop out. He wasn't feeling too good there in the final game. So we decided to sub in Gambit. Gambit was ready again. Like I said, he was the sub on the roster to start the season. He's always been there when we need him. And so got to give credit to Orbit. He made the decision. He helped us, he helped us with the win. He might not have been there on the field for the last 2 games, but he's just as much of a champion as any of us. So shout out Orbit.
Oh, and thank you, Fox, for taking over for the question I was going to ask Gambit. But
my bad.
Fox is a caster as well, if you all don't know, so I'm not surprised he's taking over everybody else's answering here. But Gambit, I mean, talk to me about the pressure as well. You know, you're not the starter today. You're not exactly expected to play today. Subbing in for Orbit, having to play for someone else. Gambit, this maybe wasn't exactly the position you expected yourself to be in, but talk to me about what it's like to be with a team like this, to kind of get yourself into this thing. I'm sure maybe not even with a warm-up as well, you know, watching throughout the rest of the series. Talk to me about subbing in for Orbit, getting, you know, to be on this team for the rest of the night, and what it's like to play with these teammates, to be able to kind of fit in so easily, even if you haven't, you know, warmed up with them.
Yeah, so I mean, like watching the games, you know, I could see, you know, the nerves were definitely there. And so when Orbit kind of made the call to sub out, and he was like, "All right, Gambit, sub in," I was like, "Oh crap!" And then the nerves definitely hit me. Like that first game, I missed that wide open, you know, shot, open net, hit the crossbar. I was like, "Oh no!" But my hands were shaking. You know, just needed like a game or two to kind of settle the nerves. But I mean, we've played games in the you know, during the year, or not the year, during the season together. So I kind of had a good idea of how they played, you know, especially watching them play. And I knew that Saku, he's kind of like a more aggressive player, which fits perfectly for me because I kind of pride myself on like being the defensive player, the more like calm and patient person. So I knew like that was just going to be a nice kind of a mesh between me, him, and Fox. And yeah, I guess it kind of showed out, you know, especially in that final series, they were putting on a lot of offensive pressure. But we just kind of remained calm, talked through it, had good comms, and came out on top.
So Saku, want to mostly ask you about how you felt during the entire series. You are our MVP for the playoffs, by the way. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. You know, first series was kind of rough. You know, I didn't have the right decal, and eventually when I put BDS on, that's where everything took off. And you know, we went 8 for 1 after that. So it was the decal. It was all of the decal.
I did warn
Yes,
you, he is a firecracker.
BDS are still winning even when they're not competing in LCS. Got it. Well, again, thank you all so much for joining. Congratulations on your win for Midwest Mafia. Now your second win for the organization here, having won back in Season 3, now winning here in Season 6. An org that's been around for a very long time, but you've been around just as long as this org has been, it seems like, in ATS. To, you know, be able to see the org's kind of growth and continuation. What's for the future of Midwest Mafia now, Orbit? That, you know, your team continues to win, continues to build upon your teams, continues to have newcomers and oldcomers alike. What's the future for Midwest Mafia?
I mean, you know, just what I think about Midwest Mafia is like we're not like an org, we're like a family, you know. So we treat everybody with, you know, the same respect, and we love everybody that comes and leaves. It doesn't matter. We love everybody, and everybody is welcome. In the future, I guess, you know, just keep on doing the same thing we've been doing, you know, competing, hopefully trying to win, and welcoming any newcomers.
Well, of course, and well, tonight you've definitely got a lot of eyes on you. Champions of the Catalyst Cup here. Congratulations, you guys deserve this victory wholeheartedly here, especially with the Grand Finals you guys had to play. A very tough SP Helix Elite team that definitely was on many people's radar. You guys were able to take them down. Before we go, congratulations, and we'll get some shoutouts out for all of you as well. We'll actually start with Orbit now. Do you have any shoutouts? Anything you want to say? Anybody out there you want to mention that's helped you guys on Midwest Mafia, on Midwest Mafia Henchmen to get this win?
Shout out Citrus. He is our org leader, and he's been with us through every game pretty much. He's always joining, always hyping us up, and always keeping us, you know, good-minded, you know what I mean? Not getting our feelings down.
Of course, and we'll now move on to Gambits. Do you have anything that you want to say? Any shoutouts that you have?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Citrus. You know, he's the one that kind of reached out to me and was like, "Yo, do you want a sub for the team and stuff like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And then shout out to Fox as well because he's the scheduler. So you know, I want to give him credit because I know how difficult it is to get schedules going and get everybody on the same page and all that stuff. Especially you know, everybody's busy, but yeah, I want to shout out for him for scheduling everything. So thanks.
Of course, and now we'll move towards Fox. Do you have anything you want to say here? It's been a long night, but you deserve this moment. Do you have any shoutouts? Anything you want to say?
Oh, it was a long night. It was a fun night, a very fun season. I know that maybe not always on the field. I'm not always making the right decisions, but it worked. And a really big decision for us was actually Citrus. He's the one that put this team together. We recently acquired Saku as a org player, and we wanted to get him in a league, and it was my goal to get him in as many series as possible, kind of, make him feel welcome. We built the roster around him, and that was incredible to see. Orbit, the little grinder that he is, and of course Gambit, always humble. Shout out to my team. It's been amazing, and thank you to ATS. And if any of you don't know, this Nick guy, the producer, he creates some sick replay stuff. So shout out to the production, man. I see you back there, Nick. It's been an awesome stream. So thank you guys.
Of course. Oh, now, you guys didn't hear Nick said thank you back, but to everybody on stream, because I know people on stream don't hear Nick at all. But he's a great person. He's always here to make overlays, and I had to get Nick here. I've worked with him for so long, so he's a fun person to work with. But we'll shout out Nick again later. For now, though, we got to talk to our playoffs MVP here, Saku. The championship is yours. The extra accolade is yours. Do you have anything else you want to say to end off what has been a perfect season for MW Henchmen? 8 matches, 8 wins, and a perfect season. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Well, I want to say thank you to the people that played with me, and yeah.
Of course, and to all of you on Midwest Mafia Henchmen, thank you so much for continuously showing up. I mean, you guys, again, have been here for so long. Felt like you guys were going to win something eventually, so congratulations here to you guys, Gambit, Orbit, Saku, and Fox, the rest of Midwest Mafia Henchmen, and to the Midwest Mafia organization. Congratulations. Have an amazing night. Go celebrate with the rest of the org. Take care and be well, and hopefully we'll see you guys again in future seasons.
Take care, Sporty. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep, take care.
Well, what a night it has been so far here at Araufbeastrl. It's been exciting, it's been entertaining, and it has been worth it, to say the very least. Again, the Apex Cup will be here next weekend. But Araufbeastrl tonight ends this weekend, the first weekend of action. Already 2 champions crowned here. It's MBDA Neon yesterday. It's now Midwest Mafia Henchmen today. Before we end the night, you have anything else you want to say? Any last words to kind of close out what has been a great opening weekend of action?
Shout out to you, Sporty, because it's been absolutely amazing being here at ATS. It's one of the most fun weeks to cast, and thankfully we do have all this action here, and it's just so fun to be here.
Of course, and to all of you as well who've been watching, thank you so much. To Araufbeastrl as well, Krusty, who joined us earlier, to the rest of the casters who've been here this whole weekend. I mean, Zach Vexel obviously has been here. We've already mentioned Krusty has been here as well. Yesterday it was Fox, who now gets to win a championship for his team. And of course to our amazing production done by Nick NCS of Double Commit. Thank you all so much for joining us here. And to our sponsors as well, and Solus Path, to Siraxis Networks as well. We'll be here next weekend, Friday and Saturday, with the Apex Cup. For now, we're going to be gone. We'll be dormant for a little bit, but when we come back, Apex Cup championships to get another champion over 2 days of action. I'm Spotty FC, and from the rest of the ATS staff, we'll see you guys again next weekend with the Apex Cup championships and an extra announcement of ATS Season 7. Take care.
Thought another goal is all we needed. Taking second chances till we bleed. And when all the love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in that line, past them we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in that line. Future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry. It was bone dry.
See you got that glint in your eye. Don't hold back. I wanna see you try. Might get my heart racing, but I'm not breaking. Go ahead and beat me. go ahead and beat me.